think we're live and all of the camera information is on here. I might have to unplug it, then plug it back in, but I don't know if when I do that, it's going to, clear the whole live stream and not put the video back on. So, I don't want to deal with this. Yeah, I figured, well, let's just have our new camera situation going on, and then this is what happens. I forgot to clear the data off or, push the button a couple times to make the camera data disappear. So fingers crossed that when I unplug my HDMI cable and fix that we will be back in business when I plug it back in. Otherwise, I'm going to have to create a new live stream because this is going to bother me the whole time. And I'm looking down here because this is where I see what's going on. My camera, my external camera, not my webcam, is up here. And this is my first time doing a webcam not a webcam, my regular camera, like front facing and not just like a tabletop down. Hello, Sarah A. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I'm gonna unplug that real quick and just hope that we're gonna be okay for, to continue this specific live stream and get rid of all the clutter, the camera information clutter on the thing here. So let me just try something real quick. Okay, hopefully we're good. Hopefully. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just start a new webcam or a new live stream session. Okay, that disappeared. Yay. Okay, now one more bit autofocus. So now we are. Autofocus. I don't know if I should leave that. I think I'm gonna be here. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but yes. If you're just joining us, I'll be back hopefully momentarily. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully. Yay! We did it! Yay! Okay, so things are appearing to look much better on my end anyway. Camera-wise, we don't have that grainy, ugly-looking webcam going on. And I keep looking down because that's where I see everything here on my laptop. But my camera right here, when I look here, you can see me. Hi, I'm looking right at you. It feels awkward because I can see myself down here, not up here, but we're gonna try to get used to this. But hopefully this is better lighting situation, better view. We're not gonna have my webcam that I normally have. Like if the sun goes behind a cloud, like the whole lighting shifts and changes. This is so much better. And I actually look like myself. I don't feel like I look like a pixelated, almost cartoonish looking version of myself. So this is how I look. It's in person kind of thing. But I don't think we're gonna have too many lighting issues even if we were on webcam because it is snowing. I took a picture earlier. I was really feeling the spring vibe yesterday because it was like 40 degrees out, which I know is not that warm for everybody else, but for me, I'm like, yes, it's like summertime. I saw a funny meme yesterday too. It's like 30 degrees in Montana in the almost springtime. And it was these people like laying out on these like beach chairs with their bikinis and there's like still like a foot of snow on the ground, but the sun's out. Hey, we got one thing going on. I'll just show you this quick picture I took. Hopefully we can see it. Of course, yeah, my depth of field is off because of my focus. So here's my focus. Hopefully you can see, maybe, it's too blurry. There's some snow coming down. It's still coming down. This I took, let's see, how long ago did I take this photo? 20 minutes ago now, 24 minutes ago. I took this at 9:40 a.m. my time. Yeah, still snowing. Looks like it's accumulating in the driveways and sidewalks and cul-de-sacs and everything. So I know, right? Yay! And Harmony Portal Tarot vibes. I saw this shirt and I'm like, yes, let's get some sunflower action. I got a little sunflower I crocheted up there as well. So yes, my background looks very blurry, but I look very not blurry, which is what we were going for. Sorry again. I gotta get used to this setup, but this is going to hopefully be maybe not this location in my office. I would eventually like to move back over to, let's see if we can. Oh, there's yeah, okay. You can see how cluttered my area is over there. That used to be my original backdrop when I first started going live. And yeah, let's get that fixed a little better. And I want to eventually get back over there, but it's like such a workstation that I don't always clean it up. And yeah, I need to get better at that. But I'm decluttering and working on just kind of paring down to the things that I know I need. And it's just been such a fresh energy that I thought we would do a collective like reading on these current energies. I don't know if everyone else or anyone else that's here has felt this like shift in the energy where things don't feel so heavy. They feel more light. Not that everything, like all our woes and problems and troubles are taken care of, but it to me just feels like we are, I don't know, just on this new trajectory where things don't feel so stifling, so heavy, so stagnant and stuck in a rut. I don't know. Is it just me? If you're still currently feeling a little stuck, stagnant, stuck in a rut, which has been a theme for a lot of people, not just you guys, but a lot of people since, 2020. But I personally feel, even those specifically that watch my channels, I got multiple at this point. Even if you're not feeling this energy yet, it's coming in. And the date I keep getting is March 25th, which to me personally has always felt like the new year. Like March 25th to me, just even since I was a kid, always felt like, okay, after March 25th, it feels like a whole new year, like fresh energy, spring vibes. And again, I live in Montana, so a lot of times we don't even really see tulips blooming and, the leaves coming out on the trees until almost late April at times. Certain species of flowers and stuff are a little earlier than that. But for the most part, since I was a kid, it's, around my birthday, April 28th, that really feels like spring. But there's something about the date, March 25th, that just feels like energetically, sometimes physically, like just a whole clean slate. And I can already feel the build up to it this year. And it's very exciting to me anyway. And because of that, I want to do a collective reading. I'm going to do some shout outs for those of you that are here and just say hi to everybody. So sometime between the end of March and the beginning of April, that vibes with me so good. So good. Yes, I love that. So let's see who all is here. And again, I'm looking down because my chat is going to be here. So you're going to see a lot of almost my eyes looking closed, I think. But we're getting used to things here. When I'm giving you information, I'll try to remember to look up here at you guys. Hi. But for now, we're going to check the chat. So yes, Sarah A was the first one to check on in. We have Jessica Lynn. Hello. Michelle Lynn. We got the Lynn squad checking in. Only missing, I think, Brandy Lynn, right? And then there used to be someone coming in named Jamie Lynn, but she's not here for a while now. Amber's here. Hello. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing on my end. But yeah, I'm feeling the spring vibe, so I thought I would wear this shirt. And yeah, according to the Hindu calendar, the new year starts sometime between the end of March and the beginning of April. And I'm totally feeling it. And I'm doing great, Amber. I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, we're about the 8-minute mark. So, I don't know what's going on with this channel specifically, but I know on Harmony Portal Tarot, it used to be that the majority of my views would come from people getting notifications, especially that first hour. It was like notification squad, and they might send out, there might be 4 clicks or 3 clicks for a pick a card, like notification. And it used to be 100 or 200. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the censorship is already striking my tarot channel or what's going on. But yeah, and it's not like the percentage of notification views went down because now people are finding me in search or anything like that. It's not anything like that. It's just they're not sending out notifications. And I know I've had that trouble on this channel for people saying, oh, she's live. And they'll get the notification like 5 hours after the live stream is over, which doesn't really help any of us. Yeah. Oh, you did a lot of snow plowing today, Amber. Yeah. My husband, since he was a kid, he loves snow shoveling and snow plowing and all that. So I just leave that to him because I don't want to take away any of his joy by cleaning off the stairs. Literally the couple times that I've done it since we've lived in this house. There was one year that we both had to be out there because we had just this snow dumping on us, and it was in March of all months, 2013, I think it was. And the whole cul-de-sac, all of the neighbors were out. The husbands, the wives, the kids were out just shoveling and doing the best to get the road. There was this much snow in an hour, and it just kept coming hour after hour. We're just like, ah. So we're not dealing with that hopefully today, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of plowing and all that fun stuff going on for those of us that are getting the snow today. Yeah, another round on Sunday. I don't know what our weather is. Not that you guys care about what my weather is, but it's 10:10. Oh gosh, I'm like, oh, I'm just so used to that. You cannot see that. Okay, 10:10. Maybe there we go. And thus far, we don't have any donations, so this might just be a very short and sweet. And again, nobody's getting notified, and yeah, so all around, things are just on a downward slope for all my channels. And it's very frustrating in one capacity, but in another capacity, I'm like, you know, what can I do? There's not much I can do except just keep showing up and hoping something is going to change. Or at the very least, you know, I don't mind things being consistent. Like, I'm cool with that. But when things just feel like rock bottom, and then maybe there's a little bit of activity and then it's rock bottom, it's just disconcerting. Let me check my weather. Okay. So yeah, oh wow, I didn't realize. Yeah, it's just basically gonna snow all day. Oh, you can't see that. Yeah, snow. That's the rest of the day. Going into about 4 p.m. today, and there's our map. That's, yeah, lots of snow coming in. And let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to snow again for us on Tuesday. So today and then Tuesday. Oh wow, we're supposed to hit almost 50 degrees on Monday, 49 degrees, and it's going to snow the next day. Well, I'm here for the 40 to 50 degree weather, that's for sure. But yes, let's get into it. Oh, another YouTuber who does readings has been doing it for about 12 years, also been struggling with views and subs. He doesn't know he also doesn't know it is going on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this, you know, readings for people like that aren't just me. And I worked on as a phone psychic right out of high school back in the year 2000. So I've been doing this a long time, not so long, I guess, on YouTube, but I've been doing it since 2019 on YouTube. And the Done Creative was great until it wasn't. It's like the algorithm, there's something they did with the algorithms and maybe certain trigger words that you're using. And but I know like your regular New Age concepts aren't really covered under those censor words because there are so many big tarot channels that can say all of these things. And not what I'm saying specifically, but it's like when you start to see through the illusion of, like, you know, the archangel programs and the ascended masters and spirit guides and putting all of your power out in these entities, like it's so hard to vet who are these entities we're connecting to. And a lot of these big channels really do advocate to connect to all these entities, or you know, not saying that they personally are the ones doing it, but you know, these entities are working through them, and they were working through me. They were working through so many of us. And now that I've set major intentions that I'm not allowing any of it, I'm not here for it. I am just tuning into my own inner knowledge. And my inner knowledge is connected to, you know, humanity's inner knowledge. So really, we don't need to connect to anything outside of us. And even our own ancestors, by connecting to our own energy, we are connected to our ancestors. And a lot of these false light entities will pose as our crossed over loved ones, crossed over friends, our ancestors, and, you know, certain, you know, things that we think are working in our favor. And you can ask even the people who are still very immersed in like the New Age religion or trap or cage, whatever you want to call it. And again, if you have your own ideas about what the New Age is that don't align with mine, that is great. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just telling you what I've come to know. But a lot of the people that do connect consistently with guides or angels, or, you know, pray, even prayers, it's like their lives just get harder and harder. And, you know, and I noticed that with my own self, like my own happiness. It's like I was on this perpetual healing journey, which I'm still on, but in a completely different way. Calling in all these outside forces to help heal me, really, like maybe I would get this, like, I guess you'd call it like I don't know, like a spiritual high for a while. Like you feel like I'm really making some progress in the groundwork and I'm doing the thing. And of course your intentions are pure, but the things you're connecting to, their intentions are not pure. And then things might be going great for a while, but there's always that sacrifice that you're making. And then there's this big, you know, so much of what we would now consider the dark night of the soul is us falling into, you know, these loops with these entities. And I'm not here for it anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I've been much happier, much more, even though things have been I won't say worse than ever on my channels, but like monetarily speaking, I made more my first year on YouTube than I've made, just month to month anyway. With all of these platforms and all of this, where you have all these different income streams, but really nothing's happening. So I know there's been a big shift in my energy, just unplugging from the games and the entities and the dark forces that are trying to. I mean, there is a lot of reward in following a lot of that, but when you start to claim your own sovereignty, you can almost feel like, well, I probably should go back to that because I won't make money otherwise. But no, I have this like deep internal faith that if I keep going and following my inner truth, that something will happen. Because I know for all of us that if we are in alignment with what we're meant to be doing, that somehow, some way we will be taken care of by our own energy and the energy exchange that we are having with other fellow humans, that it somehow will shake out, and that, not that that's the reason any of us do what we do is just for the money. Like, in fact, if the money just never would come, I would still be doing what I'm doing in some capacity. Like, I can't just, give it up. But so many of us have been really struggling financially. Not that I'm personally struggling like with my whole household financially. My husband, he does well for us. But as far as me being able to do things for my mom and, being able to donate to all the causes that I want to donate to, I can't, because that would be dipping into like other financial stuff. And just knowing that the energy exchange is there for the work that I put out, it's just not. So it's like frustrating at times, but at other times I'm like, I'm going to keep going anyway. And, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Well, I've completely shifted the way I've done something. And now my results, the results I was getting have disappeared. But some of you, many of you, that when you start taking your sovereignty back, you might realize that, you're just not getting as many accolades or perks, or the finances are kind of not really coming in. But don't lose heart. That's the message I keep getting from my inner self is don't lose heart. Just keep going. There's going to be a breakthrough. And I keep seeing between March and May, like mid-May is like the time frame that I see for so many of us. Hello, Sandy. Welcome. Yeah. Oh, you've stopped that too. What do you think about connecting with Mother Earth and animals? Yeah. Well, it's different because the essence is more, I guess, in alignment with who we are as people. I don't know. It's such a fine line, but connecting to, if you are connecting to Mother Earth, I'd be setting the intention you're not connecting to any false grid, false construct, Earth or matrix within that, but connect to the true essence, the true spirit. Like we connect to our true inner selves and our true spirit. Doing the same with animals or any other crossed over loved one you are wanting to connect to, or Mother Earth or nature in any way, just connecting to the true essence, the untainted, unmessed with essence of that is going to be your best bet time after time after time. And I think like anything, it's going to take practice. Those of us that were connecting to spirit guides and all of this, it took practice for us to really feel that connection strong. And even though at times we felt that deep love from them, it was basically like that narcissistic love bomb. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And these entities really are these narcissistic forces that are utilizing our energy for their gain. And maybe we'll gain here and there along the way, but that's not their agenda, is for it to help us gain. It's for them to keep going and perpetuating and drawing upon our human spirit power that is incarnated here. So yeah, it's a fine line. And it can feel lonely at first because you're like, well, what do I connect to now? Well, there's always that part of you that's directly connected to the original source creator, God, the universe, whatever you want to call that energy, that we've always had that connection to, but it's been kind of hijacked in all these different ways, with the chakra system and, just putting our connection with these spirit guides or angels or ascended masters. And the fact that most of us that are here have done that, it doesn't mean that, okay, we're tainted, we'll never be able to connect again. No. And if anything, it lets us know and it helps us practice that connection. And then once we know better, we do better, right? And that's just kind of the path I've been on anyway. Yeah, I get you. I do say when I connect to the true organic fractals of true organic source spirit, that bursts out everything into, yes, I love that. Yeah. And the more you practice it, the more nuanced it is, that you can tell the difference between some false, energy coming in to attach to you, basically to use you, and those that I would consider, like, I know there are these protective forces around me. I've always known that since I was, knee high to a pig's eye, like very little, very small. And I've known that. It's just I've come to realize that they don't so much tell us what to do or guide us in any way. Our inner self is enough of a guide. That spirit part of us that's directly connected to source is more than enough of a spirit guide, so to speak, that we will need on this planet. We don't need anything outside of us to tell us our best path forward. I mean, we can have validations, sure, other humans, leaning on them, getting advice, that's all fine and well. But it should really initially come, or, if what someone says outside of you really sparks something inside of you, then that, I guess, is that extra little validation that some of us have needed or do need. But yeah, when I've known since I was very young that there is this, force for good, divine force that is protecting me, and it feels more protective. Not so much telling me what I can and can't do or what I should do, but just protecting me, mostly physically, but sometimes, with certain things. This is something I haven't really talked about publicly at all, but there was in the end of 2021, let's see, when was it? Yeah, the end of 2021, going into 2022, I had this run-in, I guess you'd call it, or connection with this healer. And I would connect into my own inner guidance system of Archangel Michael and all this and that. And of course, Archangel Michael's like, green light, go do this. It's going to help you so much. And like the second I got connected with these people, my dog died. So there was a sacrifice right there. And then just like huge, huge things that just should not have been happening started happening. And when I finally, dialed it back, and then almost a year after, so like 6 to 8 months after, started questioning like spirit guides and everything, because it's like, well, if these guides were really helping me, they wouldn't have put me through that pace at all. Like, it would not have happened at all. Like, my own intuition was telling me, I don't know, there's something off with this, but I kept tuning in with Archangel Michael. It's like, no, this is going to help you. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's going to help you. And it drained me financially. I lost over $13,000 to this person, just giving them money week after week. And then I was in this program, right? Yeah. And I've never spoken publicly about this at all, but, yeah, my guidance led me to that. My, spirit guides led me to that. And I'm not blaming or saying that, it's all, oh no, don't tell me we're having the right speed error. This is my first purchase with all my ad revenue and the donations on my other channel. I'm getting another camera that's not going to give me this error. I've tried everything. I've fully charged the batteries. I've halfway charged the batteries. I've changed memory cards. Nothing is fixing this issue. But then it's very interesting. I'm talking about all of this stuff, and then this happens. Energetic warfare, sabotage, all of this is going on majorly, not just for people like me that have a platform, but all of us who are really awakening from the awakening. There's this just extra level of just deception, and things seem much more difficult than they should be. Like, even just loading my washer the other day, like, I banged my knuckle twice. I hurt myself like 4 times just trying to put a load of laundry in the washer. And it's like, I could feel this psychic attack, and it was beyond just psychic attack. It was like physical attack. And yeah, we're going to have this issue this whole time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hopefully we're good. But yes, just invoking our own sacred boundaries with when these things start happening, and trying not to get triggered is a really, I know it's like, oh, I don't want to spiritually bypass that I'm feeling frustrated right now, but that's why these entities will do these things, is then they come and feed on your energy of you getting frustrated. Like, yes, goal accomplished. So I was just like doing some breathing, and any negativity. This is something I've learned from this book. It's called, let's see, I'll write it out. Vampire's Way to Psychic, spell that, psychic, yeah, self-defense. Okay. Because we're always told to release this energy, which I think is fine, releasing negative energy. But it's still energy that we could, alchemize. We could alchemize the negative energy into something positive for ourselves, and not, so it's okay to feel your emotions, but then in this book, and I talked about this even before I was awake to a lot more of these concepts. But to, if you have a good cry, or you're really mad or angry or frustrated or sad or whatever it is, feel those emotions, allow it, feel them flowing out of you. But then do the reverse breathing technique that this book talks about. And this book is so quick to read. I don't even know if I have it in here. I don't know if it's downstairs or in here. I can't remember where I put it. Let me look. It might be here. Is it? Yeah. It's a very quick read. Yeah. Overcome all negative energy. And I kind of went off the rails of doing this. But when I was doing this consistently, I noticed a huge difference. And I mean, there's even diagrams talking about the reverse breathing technique to, and you really, a lot of it is you using your, imagination or your mind's eye to create this energy. And then, even if you haven't felt negative or anything, but you want to really start harnessing some energy just from the energy around you. There's plenty of negative energy to go around, and don't feel like you're stealing energy from anyone else. You're actually doing the world a service by transmuting that negative energy. So yeah, this is a read I highly recommend, and he's got other books as well. He's kind of an indie author, so I don't know that you'll find it on Barnes and Noble or anything like that, but I got this one on Amazon. And it's just John Creeder. I'll spell his name. I already have the name of the book out there. So John, K-R-E-I, yeah, K-R-E-I-T-E-R. But yeah, this can really help you, especially if you're not knowing who to connect to, what to do. First and foremost, connect to your inner self, which is directly connected to the original source creator, God, the universe, all of creation, whatever you want to call that energy that exists outside the snow globe of this matrix. But yeah, this will definitely help you navigate the snow globe that we're all currently in. Okay, all of that being said, we're about 27 minutes in, and we're going to get into a collective reading, just really tuning into these energies that are going on, and just what do we need to know? What do we need to know to navigate these energies? I feel there's a lift or a lightning, almost like that wheel energy in the tarot of, things have been kind of, for lack of a better word, shitty. I mean, I don't really swear a lot on here, but I mean, what better word? Really not been great for a lot of us. Just, even if things haven't been outrightly bad, they just haven't really been great. And it's been hard for us, maybe not you, but for a lot of the collective that I know that comes to my Harmony Portal Tarot channel, this channel, that it's just really hard to access joy. Just day to day, it's either really bad or just kind of blah, very Four of Cups energy. And I feel that this kind of cycle, and to me, it feels like something that was instituted or started happening around 2016. So 7-year cycle we are closing out. Is that 7 years now? I think so. Yeah, 7 years. And 2016 was the year I had that big Kundalini awakening, and Archangel Michael. So I feel like there's this full circle moment for me personally, but every 7 years, you hear a lot about 7-year cycles, and this year is a closing out of a 7-year cycle that started in 2016. So things you started experiencing in 2016 that maybe were on the more negative or difficult side, you're closing those things out this year. But let's see. All of us watching now and on the replay, these current energies coming in as of March 10th, 2023, and kind of taking us, I really see this energies taking us kind of on a nice ride through the rest of the year, but kind of leading up to that March 25th point. And it's very funny, I didn't mean to create my other channel, The Done Creative, on any specific date. I just got this wild hair one day and I thought I'm going to create this channel. And eventually I didn't start uploading on it till March 7th or May 7th. But I created it on March 25th, which to me has always been a very significant new beginning, fresh, clean slate energy. And then, of course, that channel was hijacked. But I'm going to do a little experiment over there before we get into this. I'm going to do a little experiment to lift that heavy lock. It feels like what I'm seeing energetically and in my mind's eye is like a fox caught in a trap. Their paw gets caught in a trap, like a lockjaw trap, leaving little half moons on my hand, like, "Urgh!" That's what I feel energetically when I even just go check out the analytics on the Done Creative, or even just look at the logo for the Done Creative. It feels like there's this lock or trap over it. But I feel personally, and maybe even energetically, I feel a little bit of that going on with my Harmony Portal Tarot outlets as well. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to lift this. So I'm going to start experimenting with just setting some intentions and clearing the energy of anything nefarious, and just see if I can't claim that channel back, because I would love to do some more kind of sit down things, kind of like we did at the beginning of this live stream, where we're just breaking down specific topics like soul traps. I'd like to create, anywhere from 5 to 10 minute videos. And I don't think Harmony Portal Tarot is maybe the place to do that, just because I want to just focus on tarot readings or daily readings there. But the Done Creative, since it's kind of a Wild West ghost town at this point, if I can kind of reclaim that channel, maybe I will shift it and, just have a place where I can say these things. And if it somehow gets, hammered down again, I guess I'll maybe go to an off YouTube platform maybe. But I just feel this call to start speaking more on these things, and not just on the live streams that usually people will watch this a day, maybe the next day after I film this, and then it's just no one ever watches these videos again. But I'd like a more, I guess, seemingly permanent place where people can go find this information, and I don't have to slog through all these live streams. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a good idea? Because that way I could create specific playlists for different topics over there. And, at the very least, if I can't reclaim the energy of the Done Creative, I will just create a whole new YouTube and just maybe not check in on the Done Creative anymore if I can't reclaim it. I don't know if it's too far gone or what. I don't feel like it is. I just do. There's such a big piece of my, heart over on the Done Creative, because that's my first big, venture into, this side of YouTube. I did have a Sims 3 channel back in 2009. But that's a whole other story. That there were a lot of nasty, perverted people making comments about my appearance and stuff over there. But I never got anything remotely like that on the Done Creative. It was mostly positive. There might be people that didn't agree with, oh, this can't be my reading. Why are you so positive? Everything sucks in my life. And now I'm looking back like, yeah, I can see why the energies have just not been very supportive for us to live very happily here. But yeah, I'm hoping you do go back. Oh, Sandy was saying something. I'm going to catch up with that real quick. Hello, Copper Goddess. Welcome. We have not even done the collective reading yet. I've just been going off on a little soapbox about things. So hopefully you're here for the ride. So true. You felt like being at the lowest end of everything. Yeah, same, Amber. Like that transition from 2021 going into early 2023 was, nothing was like, yes, I did lose my dog, which was very traumatic experience, just because you're never ready to lose a pet or a family member, but I just, with everything else that was going on at the time, I'm like, really? Like, now is when this happens? The cherry on top of all this trauma that's going on. And it was a lot. It was a lot. So probably the worst time of my life in recent years. There were some pretty trying times in my childhood, but we won't get into that today. But yeah, pretty desperate time for me personally. And I kind of faked it well around just online, not just really setting that aside so I could show up for you guys and show up in my pick a cards. Maybe I didn't do as good a job as I had hoped. I don't know at the time. Because that's when things really did start taking a dark turn on the Done Creative at that time as well. And I knew from about that time that I needed to get the heck out of Dodge on the Done Creative, because it was being very heavily targeted, not just by algorithms and stuff, but by just dark forces were really hammering that platform and making it so no one was really seeing what was going on over there. Oh, you got bad news from a doctor 2 days ago. We'd love to turn it around. Big hugs, Sandy. Yeah. Just tuning into your inner self, that true authentic spirit part of you that is directly connected to the original source creator, is going to be your best bet to get that very specific guidance and advice and wisdom. And, even people who get, tarot readings and things like this, there's still a lot of valuable information in that. But it's because it almost just validates that inner part that you already know. Like your intuition already knows these specific things, but maybe it's hard to put it into words or put it down on paper or put it, in that way. And, like I would hope that some of the services that I provide are, helping validate or just help people feel, I don't know, like their intuition was on for not to say that I'm trying to please everybody. That's not what I'm trying to say, but just, a lot of times even I in the past have really had trouble trusting my own guidance because I just felt like, who cares? No one's listening to me anyway. But yeah, it can be very disheartening and difficult when you don't even know what to trust, what to tune into. That Jupiter is affecting Chiron, so there will be a clearing of 14 years of karma. Wow, that's 2 7-year cycles. That's very interesting that you're kind of connecting those dots, Amber. I think that's fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, wow. The family trip in December turned out to be more traumatic than I expected, and I'm trying to come out of it. Yeah, dreaming. Oh, dreams have been such awful every night, even though I set intentions. Yeah, and the more we practice at this, because, even when I started out, and I even still will find myself in the astral realm when I set very clear intentions, we're just so hijacked that it's very difficult for us to use this power. But I say don't give up on setting those intentions because it could be much worse. And to continue, I get major ringing in my right, right ear. Woo, yeah. They don't want me saying that, I guess. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Florence. We will get into that. And I know Marlene had also donated as well. I think she was our first donation. So we've got 2 donations for a plethora of readings here. Thank you so much, ladies. I will get you on the list. I don't know. I just felt like I want to have this little more intimate heart-to-heart connection with you guys today, because I have just been filming my table like the past, 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. I don't even know how long it's been since I've showed up this way. I prefer to film this way, but I was just so behind and so busy previous weeks that I'm like, I'm not even gonna do my makeup. I don't care what my hair looks like. I'm just gonna film the table. You still get me, right? But this is how I prefer, because I feel like more of a connection this way. If not from you to me, hopefully from me to you as well. Okay, so yeah, let's tune in to these current energies just kind of from the onset of today. Right now, March 10th through kind of May is really when I feel these energies. It just feels like a lifting or an unclamping of the jaw of that trap that so many of us have felt like we've been in. And even, I love these. I love these. And that's why I even put that poll up over on Patreon to see if you guys want to have just like a sit down. You guys can ask me questions, or if you guys have something you want to share about what's going on or experiences you've had, just a spiritual sit down. I don't know what to call it. I don't really know what to call it, but we got 3 votes so far is all. But hey, if 3 people want to show up and me being the 4th, I will absolutely do it. I'll absolutely do it. I just don't want to set it up, put time off my schedule, show up to Zoom, and then no one shows up. It's just me. Like that's happened the last 2, what do you call them? Like sessions or events that I planned over on Patreon. And I understand we've only got 11 patrons, so people are busy. So I'm not like blaming you guys, but it's just kind of like I keep thinking, well, why do I even have Patreon? I'm not like big enough of a platform. And I even started it when I had 22,500 subscribers ish over on the Done Creative. And I still thought, well, do I even have enough interest here? And the answer is probably no. But I don't want to end it completely, just in case things do pick up, and then we can have that extra outlet. Yeah, we could totally have it sometime other than evening. I know there are a few people on Patreon that do work from home and could pretty much schedule around that. But I'm going to give you guys a couple of different time frames that would work, and you guys can vote on what works best. And then, of course, these live streams are going to move on Wednesdays, not Fridays. They're already at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. But Wednesdays live streams, once we hit April, we'll move to daytime, just because baseball every basically April through June, we move the live stream on Wednesday to the daytime, just because evenings are baseball. Did I mention baseball? but I love it. I love it. It's so fun to watch the boys play baseball and practice and have fun with their friends and, get a hit and catch a ball. It's so fun. It's so fun. Yeah, no, I'm never like, where were you with anybody? Like, I understand people are busy and they have lives. It's just nice when we have like, some liveliness. It's fun. It's more fun when it's not just me talking to the camera. It's more fun when you guys are there, for sure. Yeah, busy with your brother's visit. Actually, your daughter comes back and then it gets crazy, right? Okay, we're finally getting into it. 40 minutes in, we're getting into this. Collective reading. Right now through about March, or we are in March. Come on, Amanda. May. That's the word I'm looking for. So between now and May, oh, she has soccer coming this semester. I love it. Yeah, Wrigley's also starting spring soccer. So we've got basketball right now, which happens in the evenings. I'm not sure what days the games are. I might actually switch to daytime live streams on Wednesday if we do have games Wednesday. He was in basketball already, but he's in a different group of basketball. First one was YMCA basketball. Now he's in like Kiwanis basketball or Parks and Rec. Ryan's coached both teams, my husband. But yeah, it's a whole different program or group. So he's got, I think, 8 weeks of that, and baseball starts somewhere within that. And Wrigley also will be in baseball and soccer at the same time. So we're going to be busy, but I love it. That's why I became a mom, was to see all these, amazing things my kids are doing and have fun and experience life with them. And I love it. So I'm not complaining about it. I just have to kind of rearrange my schedule a bit, which I'm totally cool with, because, sometimes when I just have the same schedule over and over, it starts to become stagnant. So this can kind of flip it up, switch it up. It feels good. All right, like I said, I'm really getting into the reading now. See, I can just hang out and talk to you guys for like ever. And we did have a donation come in from just Sandy that just lit up 3 minutes ago. So yes, I'm going to update our list when we're done with our reading here. All right, collective energies. What do we need to know? Ooh, yes. There's a lifting. I got to get used to this. It's going to be, I'm going to have to hold them at an angle because my ring light here is going to kind of affect that. But yeah, look at that. That is the Knight of Swords for those of you that can't see what's going on here. So this is quick moving energy. This is a big shift, a big change. I mean, I always associate change with swords because think of it. Your thought process can change on a dime. You can change your thought in a split second and have a different reality, different, belief system, different thought. Things can shift on a dime. I should have left that out, but I accidentally put it back in. But maybe it's like things are shifting and changing very quickly, and then it almost feels like we're being thrown back. It's kind of how it feels energetically, like it might happen that way, but really it's almost an illusion. We're not being thrown back into the jaw trap that we were talking about. Yeah, but again, it's our belief systems. We can switch them like that, but we can be having a great time and then switch it like that, right? So it goes both ways. But this is looking into a mirror. And, I always call the devil like a mirror. Like if you look at the traditional Rider-Waite depictions of the devil card, it is a mirror pretty much of the Lover's card. Really, if you look at both cards, maybe not so much in this deck specifically, but very interesting. We almost got mirror images here of the High Priestess and the devil. High Priestess is on the back of the deck. So this is seeing beyond the illusion of whatever temptation the devil is bringing in. But this is a time or a season that so many of us are being called to really examine our habits and just things we do automatically without even really thinking. It's almost like this is kind of, I guess, an exercise or something that's coming to me that we could all benefit from, is just to go through or run through your ideal, maybe not even your ideal, but like your just kind of current work day, those of you that work, or your just day-to-day routine. And I know, weekends tend to be a different routine than weekdays for people who work during the week and then have a weekend off. It can be different. So for each type of day you have, a work day, a day off, just kind of run through like a status quo or kind of a normal kind of average day for yourself in each one of these different categories that you have. And just see where maybe you can change things or switch things around, or maybe completely let go of something that's maybe really weighing you down, or implement something that would change your life or shift your day-to-day dynamic. I think that's really what we're being asked to do during these next month and a half or so, maybe closer to 2 months worth of time. So we're being asked to really tune in to what is it I'm doing that's maybe even contributing to my own stuckness, my own stagnancy. And a lot of times it starts in the mind, and then we can start to see it reflected out as we make specific changes. So there might be some changes to your belief systems, to your day-to-day routines, to maybe your eating habits, even just your patterns. Maybe if those of you that spend a lot of time at home, maybe you're wanting to spend a little more time, going out and setting that intention to go do something. And it's not even like you have to go spend money. I mean, just going for a walk in nature could really help someone's mental health. And then those of you who are busy and go all the time, maybe prioritizing or making room or space in your life to just be at home and veg out or just have some fun, doing some deep cleaning. I don't know, whatever it is people do at home. And just enjoying just kind of a shift of dynamic. Even if you really enjoy how things are going, sometimes just switching it up can make that enjoyment even stronger. So let's see. Anything else we need to know? Our little collective here, current energies. Yes. So really, there's a lot of major arcana energy here. And even with that Knight of Swords I put back in the deck, it does indicate changes coming in. And, like I said, changes a lot of times will start in our thought process and then start to ripple into our physical reality as well. But the Strength card is about tuning into that source of inner strength, that inner self, to help us through any challenges surrounding temptations, surrounding belief systems, surrounding just negative habits or toxic cycles that we get into in our personal lives or with people we love, to help clear this out. And even if you don't know what to do or how to overcome these challenges, just tuning into your inner self for that strength, to your true spirit, for that strength to be able to, you'll start to see synchronicities. That's one thing that has not slowed down since I had the awakening from the awakening is the synchronicities. I still see these number synchronicities everywhere. And it's my own kind of inner nudging that gets me to look at the clock or to get me to look at the license plate or the billboard or wherever it is I'm seeing. And it's not just numbers. A lot of times it can be different symbols, signs and symbols that show up in our lives as synchronicity. So like one lady on my pick a card, or was it, yeah, let's see, what was it? I think it was my pick a card today that went up. She left a comment saying how she had asked for a sign of the butterfly, and I had that sign in one of the piles. So, things like this. You can set your own attention to see specific signs, symbols, or synchronicities out in the real world as we call it, to really help put you on a good trajectory to trusting your inner guidance. Because it's all about learning to trust yourself. Not trusting the ego or, these false light entities pretending to be you on a deeper level or to be a spirit guide or something, but trusting your own dang self, which is so hard for most humans because we're almost brainwashed or programmed or conditioned not to trust ourselves, to continue to seek this savior or this validation outside of us constantly. But as you start to take the reins of your own, just to get confirmation, absolutely. And I still do that. I mean, we're all just bumbling along on this path of life trying to figure it out. So, we can't all be completely self-actualized and perfect. Like, there's nobody like that on this planet, even if they pretend they are. They are not. Anything else? I did see the death card on the back before I started shuffling too, so I think there's a significance in closing out that cycle or that chapter, that kind of wheel energy we were talking about earlier, to be able to step into this more authentic inner self version of us that's like a living proof of that inner self. All right, one more tarot, and then we'll get a couple of oracle cards for guidance as well. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. So it's going to be a balancing act. It's not going to just happen overnight and just be this like la-di-da kind of energy. It's it almost feels at times it might be like a fight. It might be like a fight to claim these more inner and more authentic parts of ourselves. And it's not always going to be easy to overcome those challenges, those obstacles, those habits, those belief systems, the temptations that are holding us back. It's not easy to overcome them. But she doesn't look too mad about it. Again, my focus is all over the place. So she doesn't look too mad about it, does she? She's like, yeah, I can do this. I can kind of ride the waves of being one version of myself, stepping into this new version of myself, and I'm going to be just fine. And that's kind of the attitude that we're taking on is, yeah, things might be shitty right now, but like eventually I'm going to shift this. I'm going to change this. And I don't need to wait for any savior or anyone outside of me to do it for me. And really, even like those people, I'm not calling you guys out specifically, but I call kind of myself out at, that transition time from 2021 going into 2022 when I was, taken for a ride by that healer. I was giving all of my healing power to her to heal me. And all she did was traumatize me so much further than I could have imagined. So anyone on a healing journey, yes, there can be absolutely beneficial healers out there, but just make sure you know what energy they are tuned into when they are doing their healing. Because if it's any archangel, if it's any guide, if it's any even Reiki, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but Reiki with the symbols and stuff, basically sigils, has been, that energy started possibly, you know, when Reiki was started, was possibly a very pure and untainted energy source, but it's been hijacked. So much of this has been hijacked. But even those of you that do know Reiki, you can set your intentions that you're hijacking it back to make it pure and authentic. So, you know, we don't have to just throw away everything we've learned. We can, you know, repurpose it into something that's actually going to work for us. And I think that's what we're being asked to do specifically on our own self-development, our own healing journey. We're being asked, yeah, Page of Wands, a new beginning. We don't just scrap everything. You know, it's almost like repurposing an old piece of furniture. Yeah, we know maybe it's not great as it is. We know it's not great, but we can take off the broken and dented pieces of it and replace it and paint it and make it our own, you know, because a lot of these hijacked systems are just that. They're hijacked. They are based on truth. That's why they resonate so deeply with our spirit, because, you know, probably 80% of them is based on truth and true and authentic healing, but then there's that 20%, or as Tony Sayers calls it, the turd in the punch bowl, that taints the whole thing. It taints the whole thing, but because we are those powerful creator beings, we can hijack it back and reprogram it, reflip it, remix it, and make it our own. That's exactly what we're going to be doing over these next few months, is really making this energy work for us rather than against us. Okay, so what else do we need to know? And this is an abundance deck, by the way, so maybe just channeling in, tuning in, and that's a word I don't really like using, is channeling. It sounds so new age. But just tuning in to our own inner selves to get the message of abundance that's coming through over these next 2 months. Yeah. Clearing debts. We're clearing debts, not just financial debts, but like karmic debts, or like soul trap debts, or, you know, kind of sacrificial debts that we made to these spirit guides, these ascended masters, these archangels, and just clearing the debt of that, so that we can step forward in our own energy, in our own new beginning, in our own authenticity. But for those of you that are trying to pay down debt, I will read this as well. Your self-care involves removing heavy burden of financial and emotional debts. Yeah, emotional debts are a big one. Just taking on that like guilt or shame in regards to a relationship that didn't work out, or, you know, a family relationship. We can carry these emotional debts on us like a weight, like a boulder on our shoulder. Hey, that's funny. A boulder on our shoulder. But I'm going to reread this. So your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. So not making these future contracts with these dark forces, these dark entities, these false light entities. Am I talking fast? I feel like I'm talking fast, but like the energy, the information is just coming through so quickly that I don't want to miss a word. I don't want to miss a concept. Let's get one more of these. Ooh, flew to the floor. So this might be something you're kind of digging down for because it fell down. We're digging for this. No more complaining. So this might be what's difficult for some of us, especially those of us that are just sick of it. We're done. We almost feel like a victim at this point because it's just more of the same, just victim, victim, victim. But you guys and me, we all are working on not complaining and instead using that energy to, you know, fuel what it is we're trying to do. You know, instead of just spinning our wheels, maybe we're throwing some gravel under that wheel so we can actually get up on out of it. And a lot of times complaining about our situation, yes, initially complaining about it, basically accepting, okay, this is what's going on, is great. That first complaint about it is great because it lets us know we're not doing this anymore. We're not here for it. Okay, so I think we're still good. All right. But when we stay stuck in that complaining energy, instead of doing something about it, we're just complaining about it. That's where we all kind of, you know, lose sight of what's really important and can just basically become a victim. And I know all of us, me included, have been there and probably will be there again at some point in the future, but we can overcome it. We're successfully overcoming these things by setting intentions and examining what it is we're doing, where we're putting our energy, where we're putting our efforts. And if they're not into something that's benefiting us, we're shifting it. All right, what else is coming in? Any healing coming in? Any healing coming in? Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're healing the sadness of the past, that kind of victimhood mentality. We're healing from this. And then help from above. And again, above, below, inside, outside, it's all relative, right? But to me, this is the true original source creator. It's the only energy, quote unquote, above me that I will connect to. And, you know, for you as well, anything that you personally feel like, sorry about that, feel like connecting to, that's your prerogative. And this could even be help from your inner self. But we got a 27 here, closing out that cycle and being able to utilize those energies that once we were putting a lot of effort into feeling sad or perpetuating the sadness in our lives, we're going to utilize that energy to overcome it. Yes, maybe that seed of sadness will still be there at some capacity, but we're going to overcome it so much that, you know, it'll be just but a slight resonance of what it once was. Okay, so we have a nice little list to catch up on here for our donations. We are almost an hour in and we haven't even started our donations. But I'm here for it. I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. I missed just the face-to-face interaction as well. So donation list. We're starting out with Marlene V. She's still here. She donated 37 minutes ago. So we have Marlene. And then we have Florence. She has, so I'm going to write this out. Florence. She's got, so 2 full reads plus 1 card. And then Sandy has also donated for general. Okay. All right, ladies, thanks again for your donations. We are putting them to good use. My mom, fingers crossed, is going to be able to hopefully, once the roof is replaced and some other upgrades and not upgrades as in like remodel, like luxury, but like upgrades to like actually make it livable. My mom is going to be moving into my grandma's 77 double wide, like 1977. My grandma lived in a double wide trailer. It's not on a foundation, so it's not like in the best shape, but it's better than the camper. So we're moving on up, slowly but surely. Hello, Vicky, welcome. Yeah, I just went on like a almost hour-long spiel, very conversational, diving into these current energies, and then we just finished our collective reading. So if anybody wants to tune into that, feel free. Yeah, so don't have a specific question, just a general for the rest of the year. I love it. So let's tune in for Marlene. For the rest of the year, what's going on for Marlene? Okay, woo! We got some really exciting things coming in the love department. So a spark or reignition of that spark of passion with your partner, or even just tuning deeper into this sense of self-love, because this is such a theme with self-love, or also some sort of project, like it's a passion project, something you're very excited about. Could also indicate pregnancy if that's something you're hoping to not maybe venture into. This might be more metaphorically speaking, like giving birth to a new idea, a new business venture, just an exciting new opportunity. But for you, if you do want to have another child, this could be the time you're conceiving. I don't really get that vibe for you though. To me, this feels more internal and maybe project-based, or just, you know, really feeling this emotional contentment with life, you know. Marlene, but it's such a great way to start this reading. Yeah, and I love this in comparison or in companion with this card. It's the 5 of Cups. And normally we've got 3 cups filled and 2 are left upright, but basically your Ace of Cups, it's almost like right now, what I'm getting with this. Right now, you're not seeing this new fresh energy or opportunity. Things still might feel a little blah. Even if you've been doing, like I know you had mentioned, like doing a lot of decluttering and clearing up and all of that. But a lot of times, like I say, our external reality is basically a reflection of our past. So there's kind of this lag time, and the law of attraction, it is very much a thing, but it's not exactly as it's been laid out by all these spiritual gurus. I mean, there's a lot of nuance to it, and me personally just trying to follow the law of attraction to a T, the way a lot of new age spiritual teachers will tell you, it absolutely actually works the opposite for me personally. Yeah, not looking to get pregnant. I didn't think so. I can feel this energetically is more just wanting to manifest a life that feels very content and emotionally fulfilling for you. And that's really what you're working on. life always has its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, the end of 2023, in your case, you're just feeling the love. You're feeling very content with the life you're building and, the life you're living. Thank you, Vicky. Or yeah, Vicky. I saw Cheyenne's name for a second. I'm like, wait, I thought it said Vicky. Thank you. Yeah, we're channeling spring today, even though I don't know if I should show you because it's just gonna make a huge deal. But nope. Well, we got whiteout conditions out there. You literally can't see it because my lighting is off. I know I gotta fix my camera, but I was trying to show you. You can almost barely see my neighbor's house just because the snow is really coming down out there. But hopefully it'll melt. I mean, we got a lot of 40-degree days coming up, so yeah. I didn't just totally mess up my focus, did I? Well, there, maybe. I don't know if we have the exact same situation we had earlier, but there we go. Maybe. I don't think it's too bad. Okay, so we'll roll with this. Anything else Marlene needs to know? Year 2023, continuing on, 2023. I think why? There. That seems better. Okay. Marlene. Ooh, successful funding and no more complaining. Look at this. So yeah, it's almost like, when we feel down about things or like we're not quite where we want to be with something, we can start to feel down. She's literally got her head kind of pointing down a little bit, and we can start to complain. And this really ties into the collective reading I did, which I think you might have been here for that. And then this was on the back of the deck in our collective reading. So there might be some additional guidance that this next couple months for you, Marlene, is going to be very crucial or pivotal, I guess we could say, in helping you overcome just not feeling very fulfilled with life to really feeling like your cup is running over. There's this transition from kind of blah to, wow, I love my life. Like that's what's going on for the rest of the year here. And again, life is that spiral. Life is that roller coaster. So, things are how they are. But you are making the most of these energies to really navigate a new, almost like a new, I won't say like new version of yourself, but it's like you're changing in a big way. Yeah, and literally Uranus, so radically changing. You're changing in a way that feels much more in alignment with what you want to be experiencing. And this might even be a shift of like your day-to-day routine, like we were talking about in the collective reading, of maybe even a job. I know, pretty sure you do a job outside the home, but there just might be a way you're changing your day-to-day work life, whether this is changing jobs like completely or just changing the way you show up at your current job. There's a big shift here coming. Okay, and then Scorpio. So yeah, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing, which is very, very in alignment with that collective reading we just did. So really, you're just on par with what we were talking about earlier. And again, going from one just kind of blah version of life to, wow, I couldn't imagine a better life for myself. And I know that sounds like a tall order just to experience or accomplish in 12 months. But there's something you're doing or changing or shifting, Marlene, that is putting you in alignment with just, I can't believe how far I've come. And it's not just one area of life, although to me it feels slightly financial and specifically surrounding your job and how you show up. Yeah, you've been trying to work on the story you tell yourself. Yeah, and that's going to pay off in a big way. Yeah, just in your mentality. Yeah, you're really leveling up. And I would say don't give up, because this is the Nine of Wands, which is like you're so close to the finish line of, not that we're ever finished, until we transition and then start anew, right? But as far as, the finish line of this goal of just feeling more mentally happy with who you are and what's going on. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. We kind of had like a chit chat about the current energies and then the collective reading. It lasted about an hour. Jamie Wilson. Jamie Lynn. I talked about Jamie Lynn earlier, and now I've got her on the brain. But yeah, Marlene, there's some clarity coming in to that thought process. Not feeling so cluttered. Not feeling like your thoughts are, almost like you're feeling more in control of your thoughts. If there is such a thing we can do as control our thoughts. But hot tip, most of the thoughts we think aren't even us. It's a lot of outside entity interference, especially those negative thoughts. But our inner self can really talk to us through those thought processes as well, coming up with good ideas. Especially if we have an issue going on in our life, we might have this just epiphany moment where we're like, I could do this and this would help me with this issue I'm having. That's usually your inner self coming through to light bulb moment you and let you know, hey, we got a lot of good stuff. Because the true person or whatever it is that you are is the observer of the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. So keep that in mind. If you are having a lot of negative thoughts, you can even set that intention that you're not here for the entity interference and just put up, whatever, utilize your imagination, because, light works for some people. Imagining other things works for other people. Take what resonates for you and create what I call sacred boundaries surrounding your thoughts, surrounding your etheric field. Like I was talking about in the collective kind of message earlier about how just trying to put a load of laundry in my washer the other day was like a whole debacle. I injured myself like twice, and I just was like, ugh, getting very frustrated. And then I realized, oh, that's exactly what they want, is me to get frustrated so they could feed on that energy. And instead, I allowed myself to feel frustrated because I'm not going to spiritually bypass that. But then I went down. If you were listening earlier, you know the story. And if you don't know the full story, you can listen to the earlier part where I talked about this. Yeah. So it's not about not feeling the feelings or trying to suppress any feelings so as to not give them what they want. But when you are done feeling the thing, you bring it back in and you reclaim it as yours because it is yours. You can bring your negative energy back in by transmuting it and utilizing it as more positive. Because really, energy is energy. We just label it negative energy or positive energy. Really, it's two sides of the same. It's the same thing. Energy is energy is energy is energy. It's just how we utilize it or how we label it that can make it feel different, right? But yeah, we absolutely can reclaim that energy back. Or, if we forget, we're just, in the moment we forget, at any point, you can do it at any point before you go to bed, when you're stuck in traffic, when, you're about to lose it. At any point, you can do the activities in that book and it will really benefit. I even stopped doing those for like 6 to however many months. It's been a while. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get back on that because I was feeling this sense of just major sovereignty while doing that. And if the exact way he has instructed in his book doesn't vibe with you, you can create your own way of, alchemizing your negative energy or the negative energies around you to something that's going to benefit. So yeah, Marlene, good stuff. I don't see a lot of anything to be mindful of as far as problems, except just really honing in on, not getting stuck in victimhood. But I mean, that's a theme for humanity right now. So yeah, you're riding the energy and doing the best you can and really being able to overturn anything that's not going great. You're going to be able to see some really great results with that by the end of the year. Yay! Because look what's on the back of the deck for you, Marlene. King of Pentacles. Yes, claiming your sovereignty and making things happen. I'm glad you connected with the collective. Yes, so much is going on, so much is shifting, and I feel good about it. And I thought I saw Solar Siren earlier. I was in the middle of the message. So hi, Jessa. Love you. Hope you're doing well. All right. So up next, we've got Florence, and she's got a couple questions here. And we had Cheyenne also donate. So I'm going to go back up to my list, copy, paste, and add Cheyenne to our list. All right, go back this way. Just Sandy is the last one on the list. I'm going to add Cheyenne. And full reading for her. So Florence is next, and she's already posted her questions, so I'm going to write baseball donation list. I'm typing and my computer's all over the place, but you're not seeing it because you're on my camera today. That's why it looks like I'm looking down pretty much the whole live stream, which I apologize about. I'm going to try to get used to looking in the lens. Yeah. Okay, so first question for Florence. I want to know if I will be able to connect to other people more easily in the future. I feel like sometimes I am shy and closing off to people. Okay, So yes, let's just tune into Florence's energy, able to connect to other people more easily in the future. And a lot of times that is a resonance thing, because I can even think personally, I'm socially awkward, let's just put it that way. I don't crave like meeting new people. It's not something I crave, at least in person. I love it online because I don't know, there's a certain, I don't know, something different about online. I don't mind it so much, but in person, it's hard for me to be around a lot of people all at once, or new people, new energy, because I'm constantly like energetically reading things, and I can go into sensory overload very easily. And I have a very similar vibe when I tune into your energy. Is you, if it's not even on a conscious like mind level, like energetically speaking, you're like reading the energy, and it's 11:11 as I'm saying this. So that might be a very pertinent number for you here in the near future. But yeah, what I see with this is, because you tune in and it's like energetically, your spirit is reading all the energy around you constantly. And it can be difficult to, you know, it's almost like you can't concentrate when you're around certain people, because energetically there's a like the resonance is off, like a unresonant energy. So when there's people that you probably would do best not being around, it can make it hard to connect to them, because I don't think you're meant to connect to everybody. You're not meant to connect to certain people. But with the 10 of Cups, this is letting me know you're absolutely going to be able to turn this around and connect to certain people, not all, because again, we don't need to connect to every type of person and have everybody like us. And, that's a hard lesson I had to learn, especially being an online, person, is that, not everybody is going to like you. You could be the nicest, sweetest, most caring person in the world, and there's going to be someone that hates that. There just is. So what I'm getting with this is, as far as connecting to those that are in your best interest or that really are in alignment with you, absolutely, absolutely, you're going to be able to have a close circle of friends that feel good. And these people are going to be the type of people that are going to be in your life for a very long time. So you're not going to, really get close to someone and then 2 years later they're out of your life, and then close to someone and then 2 years later they're out of your life, which can be a theme with a lot of people in the spiritual community. It's like you vibe or resonate with certain pieces or parts of them that they're giving you, or that energetically you're tuning into. But then after a while, you just kind of go your separate ways. And this has happened to me a lot too. And there's nothing wrong with those connections. And it doesn't mean that they aren't as worthy as, longer term connections, or just as valuable. They absolutely are. And, certain connections are just meant for a season of life, not the entirety of a life cycle. And I really see that's what's going on with you. And then, the 6 of Wands, there's a victory here. And there's 4 hands up in the air. So I would say it's you and 3 other ladies. Even if you're not all like a collective unit, it's you and then 3 other friends that you feel they have your back, you have their back. Things are good. You're vibing with each other, all the good stuff. And you might even be making or forming a new group, or, as they would say in more like witchcraft circles, like a coven or something like this. You can call yourselves whatever you want, but it energetically feels like a union of like-minded individuals and people that you can really trust. They've got your back, you've got their back, and these will be like long-term connections for you. Let's see if there's any other energy clues maybe. Florence needs to know about how to tune into connecting to these amazing people. So we have Cardinal. So this is your Aries, your, what are the cardinal signs? Aries, Cancer, Libra, and, oh man, I forget the last one. Capricorn, yes. They're my core 4 in my North Indian Vedic birth chart. So yeah, the cardinal signs. And this is about, pioneering spirit of, starting something new. So some of these people you're running into might be these cardinal signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We also have the 5th house, passion. So there's 2 cards about passion, a passionate, like pioneering spirit, and passion, play, children, confidence, creativity are all associated with that 3rd house, 5th house. But 3rd house is also communication and doing things online. So these might be online connections that you're making here as well. So there's a lot of good stuff coming in. You're absolutely going to be able to find these connections, these people. And as far as easily, I would say the flow is just there with these people you're meant to connect with. It's almost like you'll meet this person and then overnight you feel like you've known them for a long time. It's because, you know, soul contracts, soulmates, all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's just get one closing message for Florence on this specific question before we move into her next question. Yeah, hole in the soul. And I think that's why you might feel devastated maybe when some of these soul connections do go out of your life, or you feel you're no longer vibing with people. It almost makes you feel guilty, like I should have tried harder. Why couldn't I, you know, be more socially, you know, acceptable, or, you know, whatever. Really, it's not your fault. These soul traps, these, you know, soul contracts and stuff were put in place, I think, for a lot of us on these spiritual paths, to maybe let some of these more nefarious guides or soulmates in that really don't have our best interests at heart. And we, you know, I used to think back in the day that a soulmate was a good thing, and it can be, but basically what it means is it's just someone you've had all these contracts with lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Does that serve you beyond this matrix? I don't know, maybe. But for the most part, when we do communicate or contact a soulmate for the first time in an incarnation, it can either feel really good or really bad. Usually really good, and then it can turn bad. But other times it can start good and stay good. So, you know, it's all over the board. Really mixed results with soulmates and twin flames and all that stuff as well. But yeah, you're going to be able to find that core four, the core four, you being one of the four, that you're going to feel really content with. Even if you don't live in the same area, maybe these are online connections, but that is just as valid in the quantum field as being in someone's energy anyway. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, sensory overload is really a thing. Yeah, and I love, you know, hanging out with, when my mom's here, I love hanging out and stuff, but we always go shopping, which is something I don't normally do in person on a consistent basis. Like we'll go to the Walmart or Winco or the grocery store or whatever and get all the party stuff. And then we'll go thrift shopping, which I love doing. I don't know, there's just something easier to me about thrift shopping than going into a store like Walmart or something. It's a completely different vibe for me personally. Even though, that being said, there is a lot of residual energy from the people that once owned the items in a thrift store. To me, it's way more comforting than a chain store or something like that for some weird reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. And then we went to the mall for my son's party. There's a big arcade that they had, and they played laser tag and all these arcade games. And there was just people all over the place. And then I had to use the bathroom. And I didn't realize there was one like right outside the arcade in like the big Shields. It's like a sporting goods store. So I walked all the way down the mall, one wing, and then all the way to the mall, the other wing, to get to the public bathroom that I knew of. And just walking that far, I felt so much just energetic interference. And by the end of that day, I was just fried. It's a lot. It's a lot peopling out in the people world. It really is. But yeah, and that's kind of partially on me because I didn't set my proper, you know, shielding boundaries. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I didn't do my due diligence because I was just kind of, I wasn't stressed out, but I was just, you know, like, okay, do we have the cupcakes? Okay, do we have all the food? Okay, we got the drinks. Okay, we've got, okay, we're good. So I had my, like, most of my focus on that kind of stuff than protecting my own energy. You know, it happens. So Florence's second question, is there any information regarding my soul purpose / mission that wants to come through? Will I do something in the future have a lot of passion for? Well, absolutely, there's some passion coming in through, if it's not something you're doing with this group of ladies or, you know, soul mate people. They don't have to all be ladies. I don't know why I keep saying that. But I think energetically they are very in the feminine energy, at least if they are a male. But yes, there's something that you're either doing with this group of people that feels very purposeful and really ignites that passion within you to work on some sort of group task or project, or just you meeting these people and mingling and having these people in your life really like ignites a spark of passion for something you're going to be doing. But let's see what's going on. I'm already getting a big yes. Absolutely, there is a big yes with you're feeling this sense of passion that something you're doing in the future. Yeah, very interesting too. This is the Eight of Swords, but it's almost appearing like a Six of Swords, or like Six of Wands energy, almost like she's on a stage, like a platform, but she's blindfolded and the star is above her. So this is like wish fulfillment. This is healing, recovery after a difficult time, but it's like removing the blindfold and realizing you're the star on the stage. So there's something in your energy field you don't realize is something that people could really benefit from or thrive because they know this information. So this might be you kind of maybe stepping up into some sort of platform where people can see you, where you're communicating with people. And even if that scares you, like I'm getting like a stage fright kind of energy, or like a public speaking kind of fear that you might have, that you're possibly overcoming to be able to be able to stand on this stage and present information or some sort of creative work that you're giving to the world. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, groundbreaking, Nobel Peace Prize winning work. I mean, it could be as simple and, you know, small as what I'm doing here with 7 people watching me right now online. You know, it could be as simple as that. But there's, yes, one of your biggest fears, one of mine as well. Like if I had to do this in public, it'd be a whole other, like my mind would get involved and it would just be like here. Like I would feel like I have to prepare for like weeks to be able to do something like that. But for here, I don't even know what I'm talking about I mean, I know some of what I'm talking about, but like before I start a live stream, I don't even really know what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think you guys know what I meant. But yeah, so there's this element of just letting your own guard down because there's not like eyeballs watching me, even though when we're on Zoom, like on Patreon, to me, that still doesn't feel at all as horrifying as having to stand up and give a speech to a bunch of people in like a classroom or, I don't know, some sort of venue. Like that still doesn't feel so threatening, I guess. So yeah, there's this sense of overcoming some sort of stage fright. Even if this is like public speaking more online where you're talking to your camera and then you're publishing that video out or doing some sort of podcast. But there's this very communicative element to what it is you're going to be doing. Okay. And we also have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I can see there is this fear definitely associated or just feeling very overwhelmed energetically. And I think this is coming from maybe even past life energy, soul contracts, where you feel you have this big purpose in life, but you don't know how to exactly execute it or go about it. Or you feel like you're going to let people down if you don't go big enough. And really, you're not going to let anyone down, but maybe yourself if you don't follow through and you don't, you know, at least make a start. And if you don't even know what this thing could be, let's see if we can tune in and see. I'm actually going to grab my Life Purpose Oracle. Let me grab that real quick. All right. Here we go. So this one's a fun one for just seeing kind of what area of life or what, you know, area, I don't know what word, category this life purpose might be speaking of. Yeah, counseling. So that, I mean, that could fall in the line of having some sort of podcast or online platform because, you know, just speaking your own, you know, past or your own fears or your own hopes or dreams to other people could spark something in someone and really help somebody. You just never know who's benefiting from the information you're bringing out. But yeah, you do heal with your kind words, wise advice, and empathetic ear. And like I was saying, communication is going to be a big part of what it is you're giving this world and what you've already been giving this world in whatever way you've been doing it. And then body work. So this to me feels like energy work. Again, could even possibly be through the words you're writing. You're just giving people this very benevolent energy of healing and being able to tune into their truer, more authentic selves. And it also says here, your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. So if there's anything that interests you in those realms, that could benefit. Anything coming with a healing center or more, well, this combination screams healing center. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can even incorporate artistic things into a healing center. But to me, even if you're painting or art, like some sort of interior design, I mean, there's lots of artistic pursuits one can take in life. even if you're doing something that's not right out of the box deemed artistic, you're finding a way to put your creativity, your passion, your purpose into it. Whether it's writing, whether it's art, whether it's calligraphy, I don't know, whatever your pursuit is. But again, going back to the writing, there's maybe some writing you're doing. But, you know, healing center, we also have nutrition. So, I mean, really, the sky's the limit with what you want to create and how much time and effort you want to put into something to make it manifest. You have a power to really touch a lot of lives. So yeah, absolutely healing center. Okay, we hit our time limit. That's so much better than seeing the right speed error. I'll tell you what. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully that'll do it. But yeah, I would say absolutely there is this passion, this purpose that, yeah, it's involving travel too. And you might even be traveling, like setting up like retreats or, I don't know, healing circles or something where you're getting together or gathering with people by traveling and meeting up with people. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like present anything to them, but just maybe, I don't know, like there's this lady I watch on YouTube named Laura Caldwell. She's got, oh man, it's like Pacific Northwest something or other. She does like antiquing and stuff like that. So she has these meetups, like I don't know if they went to Egypt or, well, they went to Morocco. I don't know where their next one is, but just say, okay, you meet in some really cool place and then they all go thrifting and antiquing together. It's not like she has to make this big presentation or anything, but they come together because of some common interest. Oh, whoops. Let me get that back up. So they come together based on a common interest and then they explore the common interest on the trip. So that's just an example. Yeah, so you could be utilizing or incorporating travel into this healing center in some way. So very cool. I love that. Love it, love it. So yeah, I would say absolutely follow what lights you up, Florence, because it's going to be very worthwhile pursuit for you for sure. All right. And Jessa says she's still here. Yay. Good to have you. Good to have you. Okay. Will my financial investments start to pay off this year? And that's a thing. That's a big thing that are worrying maybe a lot of people, specifically in the U.S. I know for sure with inflation and, you know, we've started to see like an influx in unemployment. People are laying, you know, a lot of layoffs and stuff going on in more like big tech type of corporations and stuff. But even corporations that aren't big tech, like I just saw that, and I'm not trying to connect these dots specifically, but I just saw that Kmart only has 3 stores left open. And I know our Kmart here in this town now, I don't know, 8 so years ago, something like that. It's been a while, maybe closer to 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't even know. Time is just a weird thing. It went out a while ago. But, you know, just the way that we live is becoming more online. So even these big box stores are having a really difficult time. And especially now that, you know, inflation is up and, you know, people are really flocking to Amazon in times like this because there's free shipping and, you know, all of this type of stuff. So you're not the only one feeling the financial pinch. Even with investments, they're just not really accruing what you would hope they would be. But let's tune in specifically for you, Florence. Will your financial investments start to pay off this year? Well, we have the Page of Swords. It's very interesting. I'm getting a maybe, even though I guess you would technically say this looks very victorious. So there might be certain investments you've made that are going to pay off, but maybe not as big as you had hoped. But hold the phone because I think 2024 going into 2025 is more the year that you're just going to have some major income with investments. 2023, you might kind of see a little up, a little down, a little up, a little down, and you might even end the year a little up than what you were, which is actually saying something because a lot of the world is seeing major downfalls. I don't see that with you though, because look, so I would say kind of stretch this question more into 2025, and you're getting a big yes with that. So don't give up. Don't cash certain things out because they're not really doing anything in 2023. Keep going with them. If they're a more long-term investment, keep going with them because they're going to start to, you know, Wheel of Fortune, I think that speaks for itself. They're bringing you in a lot more abundance, I would say over the next 18 to 24 months. instead of like right now through the same next 8 to 10 months. So yeah, it's kind of a more long game with your financial situation, but don't give up because they will start to pay off. Look, and there might even be something new you're investing in this month, or maybe this month, Florence. Maybe there's a new stock or something. I don't know exactly what investments you're interested in, stocks, bonds. I'm not the guy to go to for any like financial service advice. Maybe like intuitive advice, sure, right? But yeah, as far as financial opportunities to invest, and I would say for like across the board right now, those that are looking to make a lot of money in real estate, probably not going to happen. Whether you're a realtor, whether you are a like a fixer-upper and then sell it again in a couple years type of person, I don't really see those markets really picking up again until 2025, even 2026. They'll really start to pay off again. But investing more, cash is kind of king right now, especially those people looking to buy real estate. Cash is king because no one wants to take out a loan with these interest rates. At least in the U.S., the interest rates are kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I'd say just keep holding on hope that things are going to pick up again 2024, 2025. But yeah, you're not going to like be underwater or anything. Yeah, there you go. Invest in solar. The industry is going nuts. Yeah. So there's still pockets of industries that are booming right now or really taking off because of all the other crap going on. And I think Jess's industry might be just one of those things for sure. So yeah, there you go. You heard it here first. Invest in solar. Yeah. Oh, they closed when you had, when you had Gigi. I must have missed something. 11 years. Oh, Kmart. That's right. Okay, yeah. So it's been a while. I knew it was after Boston was born, but not when he was like, 15 or anything. Not that he's 15 now, but you know what I mean. He wasn't like an old man by the time they closed. Yeah. Oh, wow. Also, Boston store. I loved it for its collection. Oh, wow. I've never heard of that store. Have I? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, so Kmart did close down. Yeah, so that would have been, 11 years ago. Yeah. Why are these kids growing up so fast? I don't get it. All right, so that was Florence's question. Now we have just Sandy, my dear. I hope you're still here. I know I've been very long-winded today, but I just feel like because I missed all of last week, and then last live stream I had, I was filming the table. It was very quick compared to, other live streams. So I just missed you guys. I just want to hang out and vibe with you guys and talk about the energies. You are so welcome, Florence. Thanks again for your lovely donations. Absolutely. General reading for Sandy, so let's get into it. And then Cheyenne will be on deck after Sandy. So Sandy, what does she need to know? She's got a lot going on. Take a quick drink of water. So maybe hydrate with some fresh, pure water. Not just hydrating with any old water, any old beverage, but quality H2O. I think that might be a message for all of us. Okay, tuning in for Sandy. What does she need to know? Okay, we've got one flipping. Ooh, so there's a new opportunity coming to the material world. Could be an investment, could be a new income stream even. Or a current income stream is going to start bringing in more money. But this is but an opportunity. This is a seed you are planting. And of course, when we nourish our seeds, they start to grow. So yeah, of course, there's always effort and work when we have pentacles showing up, taking physical steps for something. Ooh, and then we have the Ace of Swords. I must have put this in upside down. So right now you might be very confused as to your financial future or what best step to take in your career, maybe even with your health. This could be a health deal. I know you were talking earlier about doctors. Maybe this meeting with the doctor really did confuse you, or maybe made things feel a little more dire than they actually are. Even if things are a little dire with your health, I think there's more you can physically do for yourself than you're knowing right now, because there's a bit of confusion coming in with this. Let's get some further clarity. For Sandy, anything she needs to know, specifically with this health thing we're tuning into. And of course, remember, health advice is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Again, did I shuffle some things in? No, these all look. I'm actually glad, though, this one came in reverse. We have justice, so something is balancing out, specifically with your health. Maybe there's been some hormonal imbalances or like adrenal. I'm seeing like the nervous system out of balance in some way. So there's some sort of imbalance. Could even be like blood sugar is imbalanced or something like this. Imbalance within your body is getting more balanced. And upright, this is an energy of fighting to prove that you know what you know, or that basically trying to stand your ground, stand up for yourself. When it's in reverse, this is more an internal battle with yourself, knowing what's good for you, knowing what's bad for you, and actually following through in taking better care of yourself, self-care, self-love vibes, but also physically, just doing what you know is best for your health. And that there might be some confusion for you right now as to, well, what is in my best interest in my health? Do I, do what this doctor says, or do I clean up my diet? Do I get more exercise? I mean, it's going to be different for each person. But for you specifically, Sandy, you're going to start to stand up for your own self. Got accepted to sell on hand, made Amazon. Okay, that feels good. Yes. And maybe you're just, with this confusion here, is you're just kind of thinking, well, how exactly do I go about this? What do I do? How do I market myself? How do I advertise myself? And that could be where the confusion comes in. But with these to clarify that, you're going to figure things out. You're going to start to see some money coming in because of that, which is amazing. That's what we want to see. So more specifically to Sandy's healing, health and healing journey, anything she needs to know? Anything she needs to know? Okay. Ooh. Okay. So we have temptation. Oh, you can't see that. It's sorry about the focus. I'm still learning because this is our first time with my fancier camera than not just the webcam. So the depth of field focus is a little different than we're used to. So it might be hard to see, but this says temptation. And we got the number 19, which adds up to 10, which adds up to 1. So closing out cycles of, specifically because we were asking about health and healing, closing out, consuming a lot of the foods that maybe are tempting to you that, maybe aren't in your best interest or, best for your health. That's what's going on. What did I do? My lightning bolt wasn't in it. Maybe when I tried to show you guys the whiteout going on outside. There, I feel a little smaller now. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, maybe just adjusting the focus, adjusting the point of view of your situation to help you overcome some temptations surrounding things aren't good for your health, whether these are foods or beverages or, just lifestyle choices that aren't best for your health. Examining these things and overcoming, not to say you can't have certain things or do certain things, but again, moderation. But there are those people out there that even with like a moderate approach to something, it's like they start out doing moderate and then they start doing a little more, and before they know it, they're back off the wagon, back on the, I don't know how that goes, as far as their temptations go. But you also have dreams here. So it's almost like your catchphrase, Sandy, make a wish and then make it happen. And I love this with this because this is you actively taking steps, but also interpreting any dreams that you are having. So if you're having dreams about, certain things, keeping some sort of dream journal or even on the notes app on your phone and writing down what you're dreaming about, because there's clues and keys to being able to heal yourself in your dream state, but also setting the intention before you go to bed at night that your body is doing everything it can to come to a state of balance. Yeah. So you're actually, as far as being able to get quality sleep, this is going to help you on your healing journey so much more than you can even give it credit for. Because when we are not eating and operating in the day-to-day reality of waking life, when we close our eyes to rest at night and relax, and we hadn't just had a big meal, our body will spend the night cleaning up, clearing cancer cells, precancer cells, systems in the body that are out of balance. Our body goes to work when we are sleeping to help us have that, like, homeostasis is like the word coming to mind. So maybe not eating a few hours before bed can really help your body kick into like healing mode while you are sleeping. And also setting intentions before you go to sleep that your body is doing its very best to come back to balance and heal. So let's get one more message. Anything else Sandy needs to know before we close out? Anything else for Sandy? It's just like mesmerizing. It's like a blizzard out there right now. Can't believe it. I did not expect this after the beautiful, warm, sunny day we had yesterday. And the next day is a whiteout. Okay, so obstacles and blocks are lifted. But again, this is as a result of you doing the work to be able to overcome, you know, if you've got these kind of health thingies from your doctor that were a little concerning to you. Don't take, because this is a thing, you know, someone, this is not your scenario, but just say for sake of this case, someone's diagnosed with a long-term illness or cancer or something like that. A lot of people, and I'm not saying this is you, Sandy, I'm just saying in general, a lot of people will then take that diagnosis and make it part of their identity. I am a, you know, like Lyme disease is a big thing. Not that I have it, but I'm just saying as the example. You know, I'm a Lyme warrior, or you have all these online groups, which is great. It's great to get advice and, you know, that support from people who also have a similar whatever. But fine line, because when we can accept certain diagnoses, we then allow them to become part of our identity. And there's a fine line between accepting, okay, I have this illness or this diagnosis right now, but the human mind and the human body and the human form are so much more able, gotta be careful with my words so they don't censor what I'm trying to say. We're much more able to overcome certain, you know, diagnoses, I guess you could say, than we're given credit for. And I did see this study they did, and they tried to bury it. But there were warriors, people out there trying to keep it in the limelight. They did this study with this new, it's like a cancer drug to help people overcome cancer. So it wasn't exactly chemotherapy. It was something along the lines of a, you know, you go in every so often to have these things. So they had the thing, the drug itself, and then they had the placebo people who were just getting basically saline in their veins instead of the new drug. And because everybody was trying to get in on this study, it's not a study, it's a, what's the word? Trial. The trials, right? Drug trials. So, you know, people thinking, oh, this new miracle drug to cure my cancer. Well, the people getting the placebo, okay, my cancer's being cured every time I hook up to this saline, even though they thought it was the real deal, or they had a potential that it could be the real deal. Every one of those patients was cancer-free at the end of the trial, or the, drug trial, I think that's what it's called. And fun fact, not so fun fact for those that died, that were actually getting the drug, a lot of them died in the midst or in the process of. And I don't even know, it's been about 2, maybe 3 years since I've seen this, and it's been buried. It's been obliterated. I can't find it. I even tried to find it a couple months back. I couldn't find it. But I know it was before 2020, the big old 2020 thing that happened. It was before that I had read this, and I was just like, whoa. And I even shared the video with a couple people that I know, and went to find the video, and it had been scrubbed. So now my battery's flashing at me. So I'm going to change that. So everybody that has headphones on, but yeah, that's your message, Sandy. Hope it resonated. But yeah, just know your body, your mind, your spirit has more power over any diagnosis than you've been told. So just keep that in mind. And of course, do your due diligence as far as, you know, cleaning up anything you can physically do for yourself to make your life better. Because we absolutely have the power to do so much more for ourselves than we've been given credit for. So yes, we are going to change. Oh, I did a free collective reading at the beginning, Sarah. Well, not too close to the beginning, more toward the hour mark. We did kind of a collective reading. Other times I will do personal one-card pulls, but you can always do send a donation for a very personalized reading. And all your donations are going to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019, and she's still living in a camper, but this just might be the year. So I'm going to change my battery out, and then we're going to get to Cheyenne's question. And Amber has also donated for 2 full reads. So let's get into that here in about a moment. I'm just gonna change my battery. So for those of you that are wearing headphones, it might beep at us. So be mindful of that. And I gotta, do I have to take this whole thing off? I don't know. I'm gonna check. Sorry guys. I warned about the beep, I'm sorry. Okay. This is the downfall of not having a proper dummy battery, but I can't find one for this camera that is, you know, not some knockoff that doesn't work. All the other ones I found just don't work. So we're on the search, I guess. But I think with the new version of this camera, the Mark II, it does work with that one. So, oops. Let me see. Get myself, that's where I want to be, but I'm too far. I'm too far to keep it. Okay, let me just lean back. Okay, there. Now it'll keep my focus around here, not so much back here or up here, probably. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have great focus up there, but we do back here. So I'll just have to, yeah, okay. But we're better now, and maybe I can get rid of that manual focus right now. Okay. Lighting wise, I might even just turn down my light because it did get a little brighter outside. Where is my adjuster for this light situation? We're bringing that down a bit. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. All right, we're refreshed. We're ready to go. And I'm going to put this up here. This is where I put it when I know I need to charge it. So just disregard that black box back there. Let's do this. That will remind me without you having to see it so much. Hello, Brianna. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see. Oops, we don't want to do that because that will put those all in reverse. Okay, see, I need to watch where I'm doing this. Okay, there. Wait. Sorry, guys. What did I do? Some of these are upside down and others aren't. Okay, there we go. That's where we went wrong. Okay. So Cheyenne, she wants a general reading. Let's get into it. And on deck, we have Amber with 2 questions right after Cheyenne's full read. Okay. So Cheyenne, what does Cheyenne need to know from her inner self, true, authentic? Tuning in to Cheyenne's energy. What does she need to know? Ooh, we got quite the pile up here. Okay, we'll take all of those. Okay. So you just closed out and are kind of in still the process of closing out this major cycle. I'm going to move this back just a bit so I don't look down so much, but up, here we go. Can you see that? There we go. Okay, so closing out of a cycle that brought a lot of stress. This is behind you now. I'm seeing this as behind you. You're moving through it. So 8 of Cups and 8 of Wands. So you're leaving behind a lot of things that were going on. Ooh, yeah, new job. That's so exciting. So you're leaving behind a lot of things that just weren't it for you anymore, whether that be old job contracts or just old places you used to hang out or go, or things you used to do. You're kind of examining right now. Maybe still in the process of closing out these cycles or examining, what is in my best interest? What do I want to do with my time and my effort when I'm not at work? How is this job making me feel? And things are feeling much better. There's more of a sense of purpose coming in for you. I love this. I love what's going on here. So we have the 8 of Wands, which is very quick moving energy, but very purposeful and very passionate energy as well. Being able to shift things to something you're more willing to experience rather than just feeling like you're going through the motions of life. But also with the Knight of Cups, this might even be a romantic offer coming in for you in the next, I'm seeing 6 months. But again, time frames with my channel are kind of a weird deal. What is this now? Viewfinder inactive. Press what? I've never seen that. No. I have enough trouble with the right speed error I get on this camera. But yeah, priority 1, not with these donations. These are already going somewhere. The donations on my other channel and the ad revenue, which is adding up slowly but steadily. Priority 1, new camera. Okay, so yes, Knight of Cups, emotional fulfillment, someone offering you their heart. So again, next 6 months or so, let me just roll the Astro dice, see if we can get a specific month per se. All right, we've got a 4, so that would be April, or maybe 4 months from now. Interpret at will. 4 weeks, 4 months. The 4th month, which would be April. I'm partial to April. That's my birthday month, and I just love the month of April. I think it's glorious. It's usually snowing or raining or something in April where I'm at, but I still love it. I still love the energy of it. And then, Cheyenne, if it doesn't get any better, we have the Strength card and the Star. So life is looking up. It feels like, yeah, you're leaving a lot of this stress and anxiety of the past in the past. You're just, what is it? I'm good. I am good. Oh, that's your birth month too. I think I knew that. I just forgot though. Happy early birthday. I'm gonna actually adjust this again because even though it's like white out, I don't know. It just got very bright outside, and I feel like this is washed out now. I can even turn that off. Wow, look at that. When we started, it was kind of dark, and now we've got a lot of brightness. Maybe I can even turn this one off. Here we go. Wait, no. There we go. There, that's more natural lighting. It's a little blown out. But yeah, wish fulfillment by tuning into your inner self. Tuning into your inner self is bringing forward, what you need to know, what you need to hear about, just opportunities out there. Or maybe this love coming in. Maybe you're even hearing when you meet someone, hey, we got to figure something out here. This is good stuff. So listening to I don't know if you have clairaudience or, subscribe to any of that, but maybe even hearing lyrics of a song or hearing snippets of conversation are going to be very telling, specifically now, between now and April. But over the next 6 months specifically, having to do with your love life. Because even if there is no person like on your radar right now, you can still be tuning into the timeline where you are in that love life, right? Where that love is going strong. So let's see, any words of guidance, wisdom, advice, general reading for Cheyenne, anything else she needs to know? Wow, the temptation, wow, yeah. So yeah, just even, this is the sexuality card, so we don't have to take it literally. It could be more sexual energy, creative energy. But with the Knight of Cups, this is you just wanting to feel your feminine energy, just to bring that forward. And quite possibly when this combination is at play, there could be some love in the air, So I'm just saying. And we have the temptation coming out with it. So just, possibly wanting love. And I don't know if that's exactly what your energy's conveying, because it's not like you're desperate for love. I don't feel that. But just being, I guess, open to love in the coming months. But knowing that just because you would like to have love come in, that you're not, and I know this is already your energy, that you're not just going to accept just any old person to come in and fill that role for you. It has to be a very specific energy, a very specific person with very specific values and morals and wisdom, and, not succumbing to the temptation of someone who really doesn't fit that bill for you, and being very choosy about who you are, dating or going out with, which I think you already are someone who, again, you have standards and you're not just going to accept just any old person into your wonderful aura. So yeah, this is good stuff, but there might be some temptations to, indulge. And going back to our collective reading at the beginning, we're all dealing with this energetically right now. So the fact it's coming in over these next few months for you, it just lets you know you're right on par with the rest of us here in the collective of our little collective of being able to overcome the temptations and the obstacles and everything else that's just been going on. You're going to be doing it. You're going to be pretty happy with, just knowing that you are stronger than the temptations and being able to actually go in a direction of life that feels much more fulfilling, and, you're being recognized for your talents rather than ignored, and things are just looking up in such a big way. Closing out that cycle of anxiety, stress, and worry about where, the next job contract is coming, at least for the foreseeable future. You're set for a while. And yeah, and just walking away from the things aren't serving your highest good anymore, whether these are people, relationships, hobbies, things you consume, either content or like food or drink. You're just getting very methodical about what you allow in your energy and your auric field, and not just allowing any old people or, things to come in that are not great for you. You're really stepping up your own I guess, standards and expectations where other people and other energies are concerned, which is a good thing right now. It's such a good thing because energetically, we are in such a time of transition right now that there are people who are never going to get it. And then there are other people who are, just so over this place. And then there's these people right in the middle that are like, I don't know, something feels off, but like, I don't know what it is. But you, I think, are on this different trajectory where you're just not settling for anything less than what you know you deserve anymore. And that's good. That's a good thing. Yay, Cheyenne! Big hugs. Great to know that you have this new job and hopefully things are going well there. It feels like a good fit for you for right now. So yeah. So Amber is next and she's got her questions over on PayPal. Take a quick drink of water. So question 1, message from my true organic source spirit and true organic inner self. So let's get into that one and we'll come back for your second question. Okay. So question, tuning into Amber's true authentic self, organic source creator. All right, this card, my guys, look at this. The temptation card yet again. So this is like a theme for a lot of us right now. And again, I see you being able to overcome this. So basically consider this just an extended reading, Amber, of the collective reading we already did. And just that's what needs to come through is you're shifting. You're not settling for this dark night of the soul energy anymore. You're just lifting yourself up on, yes, up on out. Look at that. 10 of Cups. There we go. Now you can see it. 10 of Cups. Feeling much more emotionally fulfilled. I love this. Yeah, you would love to meet someone who would never settle. I love that. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, and Venus and K2 playing out a lot. Yeah, absolutely. And also closing out just cycles in love or the way we show up in love, not just in romantic love, but in all areas of love. And, temptation is kind of Venus energy as well. Just the, very luxurious quality of some temptations for us. Could be Venus, but also that, K2 energy is very, very included. I really do see that. So yeah, this is closing out of some of those major cycles of just feeling tempted to stay in these just dark night of the soul energies. And so many of us, we get there and then we think we have to stay there because there's so much more healing to do, which yeah, there's always probably on this plane going to be healing to do. But it's a matter of still allowing ourselves to have that joy. But I think for so many of us for a long time, even if we allow ourselves that joy, it was just so hard to feel that joy. But coming up for you, Amber, and so many of us, this joy is going to be able to be felt so much stronger than it has been over these last 7 years. And even more specifically over these last 2 to 3 years for many of us. Because we're coming up now, I think it's March 28th, in my area anyway, of the 3-year anniversary of the first lockdown, right? So, wow, that was 3 years ago already. It's just crazy how so much has happened, or for some of us not happened, in that amount of time. But let's see anything else Amber needs to know. Yeah! Look, there's some King of Pentacles. This feels like your husband's energy. I don't know if this basically is meaning for you specifically that he's going to play more nice or more fair with you, or just not be so hard on you as far as things around the home. He might even be bringing in more money. But also there is you working with other people, feeling included, learning something, learning a hobby, learning a skill, just learning about the nature of reality. There's a lot of learning going on here and wanting to learn more about yourself and about others. But there also is this stability I'm reading as part of your energy field of even if other people are coming at you or trying to traumatize you in some way, you're just like, I'm good. It's not going to affect you the way it once maybe did. You're really standing your ground, which feels really good. Really good with everything else we have going on. Anything else Amber needs to know? Okay, and then we have House 5, which, yes, is children, creativity, passion, being able to play, allow that inner child to come out as well. And especially, just really tuning into Cash V's energy and hanging out with her, doing fun things with her, going to her events and her soccer and things like this. And just having more confidence in your connection with her is such a big thing. But also, parenting not only her, but your own inner child along the way as well is such a big thing. Because herself right now and her inner child, which will always be there, and your inner child are like best friends. I love it. It's such a cute energy that I'm feeling with that. But just, playing make-believe, doing creative things together, maybe even practicing soccer together. Fighting a lot lately. And that could be where this, closing out that one cycle to start something new. And that doesn't mean that everything's going to be rainbows and roses all the time, because, as parents, we know that's not the case. But there are better days, and then there are not so great days as a parent. So it's just about riding the wave of being the parent, but also having that, best friend connection of the inner child as well. Yeah, you do. That's so funny, fighting like sisters. Yes. But yeah, it feels so close, not just as a mother-daughter, but like a sisterly best friend type of energy as well. Anything else Amber needs to know before we move to the next question? Ooh, full moon. Harvest your fruits of your hard work. There we go. So yeah, between now and the next full moon, which we just had a full moon, 3 days ago? So the next month or so, you're being able to manifest or kind of reap what you've sown in, emotionally connecting to the people, the things, the hobbies, the situations that feel more fulfilling to you than that don't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're going to be able, especially with this King of Pentacles, reaping the harvest. And it doesn't always have to just be cash money coming in hot. This could be resources. This could be time to devote to something that brings you a lot of happiness. This can be, art supplies or something like that, that are making your life very happy. Because you can then use those supplies or those resources to do something that you enjoy. I just got this like overwhelming, exciting wave of energy just hit me. So there's going to be something very exciting. I don't know if this is just some place you're going or some experience you're having. It doesn't feel like a vacation per se. It feels like some sort of gathering though. But you're having it's something you're looking forward to, not something you're dreading. So if there's a gathering that right now you're kind of like, ugh, I'm not talking about that. This is something you're looking forward to. Yeah, it could definitely be a promotion or just more stable income. And I know right now is kind of tax time. So if you guys are getting tax money back, it might actually be more money than you had expected before, if that's the case. But also it just could be from your past efforts or his past efforts coming in. Yeah, going to a get-together tomorrow. Okay, so if this is something you're looking forward to, then I would say that's probably what this is pointing at. But if it's something you're dreading, I'd say it might be something else. So use your intuition for that. And I'm going to turn my light back on because the lighting is playing. It's a game out there with the light out. It's kind of down more to a lighter dusting rather than a major flow. But it looks to me to be on my neighbor's steps. I don't know. That much snow has accumulated, which is what, about 2.5 inches? Pretty good since 9 o'clock. I mean, it's been snowing pretty consistently since about 9:30 when I noticed it was really snowing. And I took the picture at 9:40, so yeah. You're not really looking forward to, yeah, so this could be something completely not on your radar yet. Maybe you haven't, it could even be something with Kashvi's school or some other event, but you're excited to go. It feels exciting. Yeah, absolutely, Vicky, we're still here. We're still here for it. So let's get into Amber's second question, and then Vicky can be on deck. How's that sound? All right. So I'm going to go over to my email so I can read your second question. Amber. Okay, on Wednesday we received Kashri's report card with really bad comments from her teacher, like she is mean, bossy, doesn't know how to solve issues, doesn't want to compromise. I know there must be some truth to it, but the way she portrayed Kashri's character and behavior was awful. Yeah, I can feel the vibe of it wasn't accurate. There might be some truth underlying it, but yeah, we'll get into that. It broke my heart. What is the issue with her? She is not contacting us for anything happening in class, but then writes harsh comments on, yeah, you would think this would be a consistent pattern of behavior if it is, that they would have reached out to you before now. Yeah, she's not contacting us for anything happening in class, but then writes harsh comments on the report card. I want to close out this cycle once and for all. Why is this issue stretching out, and what's the lesson here? We have started our process to amend our visa to work from and move to Atlanta. I love that. I can feel such a lighter vibe with the Atlanta energy, for sure, for you guys. I would love everything to balance out here so that the journey here is, there is much more smoother for all this specifically. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think there's just been this almost lack of communication between you and the teacher, not on your end so much, but the teacher. And I know teachers usually have anywhere from 20 to 30 students a lot of times. So there's a lot going on in the classroom. But if this is as awful as they're making it sound, there should have been an establishment of a pattern of behavior way before the report card time. And especially if this was not at all a concern at the last, report card time, there's something off here. And it does feel to me there could be other students in the classroom that are interfering with her energy and making Kashfi kind of not be as forthcoming as she would be. But also, there's, like I said, when I was reading, we'll get into this. There's the element of all these poor children that are each completely unique and individual and different from each other, all being shoveled in or shuffled into a box and expected to fit in a specific mold to learn and create and grow all from the very same mold or system in place. That's just not feasible for every student. And there will always be those students. And I always will say and advocate for these students that they are probably more enlightened, probably more with the actual flow of the universe than everybody who's just going to march along to the beat of the drum that someone else is playing. She's not here to just go along status quo. And it might actually benefit her in the future, well, now and in the future. And I know it can be difficult to have some sort of maybe, okay, so there's a lot of options you could do. You could do homeschooling. You could do like a charter school. You could do like an online school, a Montessori type learning environment where the learning environment is more customized child to child rather than just a public school setting or private school setting where everybody's just expected to fall in line. Yeah, I don't think she's the only student acting out in the classroom either. It's just a lot of times teachers can't divulge, oh yeah, there's 3 other students that are giving trouble and unless she's involved with them, but I don't see that she's involved with them, they might be coming toward her, but she's not lumping herself with them. I can't even talk. Energetically speaking, she's not lumping herself in with them, but there might be some energy there. Oh, it is a public Montessori school. That just tells you that things seem very systematic, even in these places where people are, should be allowed to kind of explore their own way of learning and growing. That, even the Montessori school here in town, obviously there should be, I think, guidelines or certain parameters that, okay, you know these things, okay, next level, next grade. I get that there has to be some structure in education, but I think it's so systematic and so structured that it can almost just completely stifle and, wound the creativity and the imagination of a lot of students, especially this new generation of kids that a lot of them are, what I would consider coming in from beyond this realm to help this cluster that is just going on here. This is a big mess. And these wonderful spirits that come in are just, they're not here for this riffraff. They're just not here. Yeah, kids are just 7, 8, and 9 in her class. Yeah, that is just, yeah. It's like she's working hard, but in this specific environment, it's very hard for her to focus. And it's not because, it's because of her specifically. It's just the learning environment itself. And maybe even when and I think she kind of intuitively can pick up that there are certain kids that don't like her for whatever reason. And it's probably nothing she's doing. It's just their own issue, their own whatever. And instead of them just going about their day, they keep pointing it out to her and all this and that. It's not her fault. And, but yet she takes it on as her own burden. And then she can almost start to shut down in the classroom. Because think of it, you've got all these people calling you out or being mean or being rude. You're not just going to be able to completely shine your light and just walk around like nothing's going on, especially as a child. Children don't understand these nuances the way adults do. To where, even adults say, oh yeah, I'm ignoring them. But really deep down, it's still traumatizing you, right? But yeah, there's going to be a new way forward. And I think this is going to be the move, that she's just going to be much more supported. And even especially too, if you do move to Atlanta and you her into another public school setting, just letting the new administration, the new, teachers and everything know where she's coming from and what started to happen as a result of the environment, and just letting them know right out the gate that you're looking to completely avoid the same thing happening. And, that can help set her up for success rather than just throwing her in and then maybe her even just trying to adapt into a new environment with the same rules of the old environment. And maybe even just having a talk with her that there's nothing wrong with her. Certain kids just feel the need to, act the way they act. And that doesn't mean she has to take that as her own. And I know sometimes us saying that, it's like the kid's like, yeah, mom, I know. But then they still do, But doing your due diligence to try to communicate to her. And especially too, because to me it feels like you're her father. I don't know if he yelled at her or reprimanded her because of what this teacher said, or if he is standing on her side. I think there might be some sort of clash within him energetically that she's picking up on, like she's feeling like it's her fault, whether he said it or not, because he feels maybe, she should try harder to fit in or try harder to do this or that. And I don't know that that's exactly what's going on, but that's just kind of energetically how it's being presented to me. It's not coming from you. It's coming more from your husband's energy. Whether he says these things out loud or it's just energy she's picking up on, I'm not sure. Because how to interpret that, it could be a fine line. But of course you would know because you're there. Sure, I will do that for sure. I did talk with her. She cries at times as to why no one likes her. Yeah. And, really all it takes is one good friend. When you know you have one good friend that has your back and that, yeah, I got major chills now. I think at the new learning experience in the new town, she will have a friend group. It'll be much easier. There will be more just acceptance of people who aren't just in this, to the marching orders. Everybody has to have the same personality and do the same thing at the same school. There's going to be more uniqueness and, just the kids themselves are going to be more accepting of people who aren't exactly like everybody else, harder to study all the time for sure, all about the work and only work. Yeah. And that's just not right for a, 7, 8, and 9-year-old. They should be exploring their creativity and having fun and, oh yeah, for sure. And so it's like, he doesn't know how to allow that childlike wonder to come out because, when you're learning, think of you, Amber, when you're learning something, when it's exciting, when it's fun, when it's imaginative, at least for me, and I really feel this way for you too, that's when I learn the best because I feel supported. I feel like, okay, I could explore anything and possibilities are endless. But when I'm like, being hit with a ruler on the back of the head constantly, like that's not a fun, energetically speaking anyway. That's not a fun learning experience for anyone, let alone a beautiful young child like that. No. Yeah, for sure. And she's just feeling very overwhelmed here. And it's just really at this point, the energy and the cycle of the location, the students, even the administration at this point, it's just going to kind of be the same crap, different day for Kashfi at this same school. So I don't know if it's feasible, if you know like a timeline of when you're moving, but if it's not before the next school year, maybe looking into other alternatives for her for next year, whether this is some sort of online school she can do from home or another public school like that's somewhere else in your area, or starting fresh in Atlanta if that's a possibility for the next school year. Oh, sometime in the June or end of July. Okay. So yeah, that would be plenty of time for her to be able to enroll in a new school, in a new town, in a new state. That would be so much better for her. And yeah, I would say the energy is going to be much better for her in Atlanta. So yeah, I would say that's your best path forward. But if Atlanta is a no-go, which I don't think that it is, I think it's going to be a go. I really do. But if Atlanta is a no-go, I would say at the very least, shifting to a different school for her, and even talking, completely including her in every step of the way, and even your own thought process would be beneficial because kids are more intelligent and more in the flow of knowledge of what they, what can happen than we give them credit for. So yeah, if you don't move, I will move her. Yeah, I would say that's absolutely in her best interest. And not that the school itself is evil or the children are evil or the energy is evil, but she's kind of almost got it in her aura or her energy that, okay, as long as I'm at this school, this is how it's going to be. And she almost just keeps manifesting that for herself by, but when you can remove her from that environment and put her in a new environment, it's like almost like it opens new possibilities for her to show up in a different way where she doesn't feel like she's on the defensive all the time. And it's just her protecting herself. That's all I see her energy is her protecting herself in the classroom and maybe even out on recess because she doesn't feel accepted by the teacher, by the other students. And even the kids that are just kind of neutral to her, she almost feels like she can't reach out and try to make friends because what if they become those other kids? So it's really how she's acting out. I don't think it's as extreme as they're making it sound, but it's enough that it might be difficult. And she's not the only one, doing things in the classroom that are upsetting the flow. So it's not her. It's not all just her. But, I can understand the teacher being maybe just a little frustrated, not just with what's going on with Kashvi and these other kids, but other kids doing what they're doing. And then there's this thing going on over here. And I think the teacher is maybe just overworked and underpaid and maybe just burned out themselves. And that's why you're getting this energy almost as an attack to you guys and Kashvi in her report card, when really it shouldn't be that. It's not as extreme, at least in the classroom and disrupting and everything, as this teacher's making it out to be. It's just one more thing on this pile of things this teacher's already dealing with. So I do have some empathy toward the teacher, but at the same time, it's almost like, you have a bad day at work and then you come home and yell at your dog, like something like that. Like that's kind of how this feels to me. It's almost like she's taking out her own stress on Kashvi and maybe even some of these other students. And this teacher may not even, have the best home life going on right now. There might be some issues at home that she's bringing to school, and then the children are picking up on that, and then blah, 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 domino effect, So, yeah, took out the card. Wait, I know her ego and got overactivated trying to save her from the patterns around her. Yeah, I took out cards for her, and the card came out was 5 of Cups from the Everyday Witch Tarot, and she's unable to handle it. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with, and this new environment will really open up a whole new world for her, for sure. So I hope that resonated. And really, we just kind of validated, I think, what you already knew and what you've already had planned to do. So this just lets you know, I think, that you got it. You're on the right track. Yeah, and things will be a lot lighter when she can have a break from school over the summer and not, week after week going to the same place that it's not that she doesn't feel safe physically, but just, spiritually almost. Like her spirit just doesn't feel safe in this toxic environment. And, no like shade to you for sending her day after day, because I know it's just what you do. It's what you got to do, right, for now. And it's not going to last forever. So, just do the best you all can for what's going on now, for the remainder of the school year, and try to make the most of it, So, yeah. All right, so Vicky says her question is on PayPal, and I think we had another donation come in as well from Brianna. So we'll dive into Vicky's question and then Brianna's question, and then I think that's going to be our last question. My dog has started his, daily barking routine. I'm going to let him out here in a moment, probably about 15 to 20 minutes or so when we're done, and have some lunch. Yes, so this was fun. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. And we're going to get into Vicky's reading right now. So, Vicky, and take a quick drink while we're waiting here for the question to pop up. So she says, "Hi, Amanda. Can I please ask Spirit about what I can expect in my love life this year? I know I mentioned about speaking to that guy I met online recently, but after some reflection, I realized I'm not really feeling it. But I do worry if I am being too picky or fussy and blocking love sometimes. Thank you as always." Okay, so here's a hot tip for all of you watching that are looking for love or have love in your life already, and then you can hindsight 2020 that and realize, okay, so love found me. Oh, here we go. So when I met my husband at college, I had that previous June, I met him in November. Previous June, I had broken up with a guy I was in a relationship with for 2.5 years on and off. I was not looking for love. Love found me. So don't think you're being too picky, because when love, especially in this matrix, a lot of love, not all love, but a lot of love relationships do have some sort of past life karma associated with it, or past life contract, or past life baggage of some sort. And that does not necessarily mean that you should never marry and never have no, no, because we can find a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness in our relationships, even if they come with some baggage and some difficulty, right? And sometimes our most difficult relationships in life are with those of our significant other. But we learn a lot about ourselves in the process. So it's not all bad and it's not all good. It's just a mixed ball, right? So I think anybody who's been married for a long time can tell you it's a mixed ball of wax. And you take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. And there's a lot of good stuff. So I would say you're not being too picky. And when the time is right and love is on your door, you couldn't even run from it if you tried. So we'll just put that out there, that you're not blocking anything that is meant to come your way. I really don't feel you're blocking anything, Vicky. But let's just see for your love life. Just what do you need to know? Yeah. And you might even be feeling confused. Like, I don't even know what type of guy I would want, or exactly what I would want my love life to look like. And that's the beauty part of it. You don't even have to know. You don't even have to know what you're looking for, let alone that you're looking for it or not looking for it or anything in between. But right now you just might be a bit confused. Like, should I have not stop talking to him, or what should I do? Especially if you're not feeling it. There's no reason to try to force something, to click or to spark that's really not. So I'd say you did the best thing possible for yourself. Yeah. And very interesting how both of these figures almost seem to have their eyes veiled. It's like she doesn't even need her physical senses to see beyond what's actually going on here. So you don't even need to be physically looking for love in all the right or wrong places. You don't have to be. Because when love is coming knocking, you will just know. You will just have this feeling that, okay, I guess we're doing this now. In my case, I was not looking for love. It found me, and I'm like, well, it doesn't feel wrong, so let's do it. And that's what we did. So because you're kind of looking for love, you'll find it. I absolutely do feel you'll find it. And you might even have some dreams or downloads before you meet this person or before you start dating this person that are kind of pointing to the fact that this person's coming into your life very soon. So be just very aware of your dreams, your downloads, even certain synchronicities or things you can kind of hear repeated over and over, because you're going to get a lot of synchronicity when this person comes into your life. Let's just see anything else Vicky needs to know about her love life. Yeah. Very interesting. We got the Fool here. So this is going to be someone new, someone you don't know yet. But that being said, if you start vibing with someone you already know and you feel like there might be a connection there, still follow that through, because this could just be a new cycle in a friendship connection that's now turning romantic. Because I don't want to just hard and fast say it's definitely a new person, because it could be the same old person, but just in a new energy, right? Going from a friend or a coworker or a acquaintance to a love interest, that is a whole new energy. So I'm not saying you don't know this person, but I have a feeling you probably don't know them. But if it is someone you know, you're gonna just know them in like, how did I not see them through this light before, or through this rose-colored glasses or whatever it is. So you're gonna, if it is someone you know, you're gonna see them in a whole new way. But I would say it's more leaning towards someone you don't know currently. That's gonna be your next love person. And then Two of Pentacles. So just kind of going through the balance, the ups and downs of life, trying to balance your work, your personal life, and your love life. Just keep doing what you're already doing, because love is going to find you. Let's just see if we can get a time frame for you. A month, like however many months from now, just whatever sparks. Ooh, we have a 9. You see that? A 9. So that could be September. That also could be Sagittarius season, because, astrologically speaking, that's the 9th zodiac sign. Could also be 9 months from now, which March, so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, so it could be by the end of the year. Yeah. Do they have a timeline by any chance? Yeah, I really do think, yeah, it could be by the end of the year. Let's just see. Let me pull a card just to double check that it is going to be in 2023. Is love finding Vicky by the end of 2023 calendar year? Okay, so I think time will tell. Maybe. But the devil energy here, I'm going to get a clarifier on this, because it might mean that one of these people you meet is kind of like a false start, kind of like the guy you were talking to online. You thought, well, this could be it. And then you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. So it could be that you find something like that again by the end of the year. But I'm going to get a clarifier on this devil, because the devil also could be tied to the twin flame dynamic or a soulmate connection or a soul contract. So I need a little further clarification here. Yeah, Hierophant. Yeah, absolutely. You will find someone by the end of this year. Whether it's a false kind of start situation or it is the real deal. But with the Hierophant here, this is letting me know this is a real deal. This is a contract you're signing. This is a, past life traditional connection. You might not see it right away, but it's coming for you by the end of the year. Let's just see if there's any other words of wisdom, guidance, advice with Vicky, for her love life this year. Mars. So move forward and defend self. So Mars, devil energy, very Mars energy as well. The devil is ruled by Capricorn, which Mars, fun fact, is exalted. It does very well in the sign of Capricorn. So this is letting me know there's a lot of, sexual attraction, a lot of just, you're very magnetically and physically attracted, and even with their personality, you're very attracted to this person. But Mars can also indicate sometimes, like this person almost makes you have to level up in defending your energy, not in a bad way. I know that sounds very bad, but almost like makes you more outspoken about what you expect or what you want out of life. So this person is actually kind of activating Mars in your chart to make you more goal-oriented even. So this person puts you in action, which is a good thing. I'd say that's a good thing, especially with your career. You might see that your career really takes off after you start this long-term relationship with this person. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say by the end of 2023, there's some action going on in your love life, just whether it's going to be the long-term thing that you're really looking for or kind of another false start, I guess kind of remains to be seen. Let's see what's most likely. I'm going to put all these back and then we'll draw one more card. What's most likely? More likely to be kind of a false start or a long-term commitment. Okay, so false start energy. We have the moon. So that's very deceptive, illusory. And then the world is like a big yes. So I would say it's probably going to be more possible to meet a long-term partner rather than a false start. But that doesn't mean you won't also meet a false start here or there. But by the end of the year, there's going to be a more long-term love interest entering your life. So yay, Vicky. Yeah, spirit are funny like that. I know, right? All right. I hope that brought you some happiness surrounding your love life. There's some definite energy coming your way with that devil card. That's a lot of energy. And also Mars. There's a lot of energy, a lot of passionate, very sacral chakra energy, like igniting and activating within you. So that's very good. Very cool. You're so welcome. Absolutely. So Brianna is next. I'm going to go over to my email and read her question. And that is our last donation. And we are going to go have some lunch and hang out with my dog, Walter. Well, at least I am. I don't know what you guys are doing. But I hope you're having a wonderful Friday, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. It's going to be so fun. I'm personally just trying to keep up and catch up with some work stuff, and I want to declutter a little more in my office and hopefully eventually move my backdrop of my live streams back over to my original location. But for Brianna, we're tuning in, and I actually feel the need to switch tarot decks for whatever reason. I'm just going to go with it. This is a fun little, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Magical Unicorn deck. It's so fun. Very based on the traditional Rider-Waite, but all the characters are unicorns. So what is my truest destiny in this lifetime, and which of my gifts will bring me the most abundance? Can I also get confirmation from Spirit if I am on the right path mentally, physically, spiritually? Yes, all the things. Okay. So which of her gifts will bring her the most abundance? Tuning into Brianna's true, authentic self. Most abundance. Ooh, yes, the Magician and the Five of Wands. Okay, so going against the status quo, going against the mainstream narrative is going to be your biggest strength. Kind of getting people almost like in cognitive dissonance. And I know that sounds so bad, but basically trying to help people. It's not like that's your agenda or anything, but you kind of presenting an alternative reality to people, or an alternative way you could interpret what you're seeing and then believing in a different way. So kind of like a spiritual teacher, but someone who's kind of going against the mainstream spiritual narrative is really what I see with this combination here with the magician and the Five of Wands. You're getting people's gears going in their mental process, and also even in their connection to spirit. You help people like tune into their own energy to like manifest a life that's more in alignment with their like highest potential. So you tuning into your spiritual gifts might create some conflict in like the more material or mundane world, but it is in your best interest because it's ultimately leading to more abundance in your life and for you to utilize your actual spiritual gifts. Yeah, it's already completely on point. Yes. So, and don't feel like if you get haters as a result of this, they're really not hating on you. They're hating on the fact that they thought reality was one way, and now you've questioned that for them, or you've kind of made them question that for themselves. But look at this. These same haters, I don't think they're outrightly hating on you, but people that you challenge, intellectually speaking, might eventually come back around to you later on and be like, wow, you were totally right. I've got to apologize. You were right, and I should have believed you then, but now I do. And this could even be not just people in your like platform that you're creating, but people in the real world, people in your family, people in your day-to-day life are going to start to see things more the way you've been saying they are, and maybe even apologizing. This could be an apology coming your way from somebody because you had presented things to be one way and they didn't believe you, or they were too in their own head about something, and now they're apologizing. Wow. I'm going to read the last part of your question so I don't leave out any part of what you've asked me here. So yeah, your gift to bring the most abundance is literally to speak your truth. And even if people kind of clash up against that, it's not your, job to make them see it your way. It's just, I guess, your job, so to speak, to present an alternative way of being for them. And if they choose to accept that, great. If not, great. Because eventually people are going to start to see things your way and come in full circle. But yeah, let's just see confirmation from spirit if you are on the right path mentally, spiritually, and physically. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But this has come at, leaving behind, because we got the Tower and the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is someone who is totally in their power. They're on the right path. They know what's up. With the Tower here, it hasn't always been that way for you. It hasn't always been easy. Things haven't always been, so cut and dry for you. And maybe, just maybe, things will get confusing again, but that clarity, tuning into your own inner guidance, will always, always, at the end of the day, bring you the clarity you seek. So any confusion, any closing out of old cycles, any even Scorpios in your life, that could be who's giving the apology is a Scorpio in your life. Coming back full circle. This is very Mars energy as well, a very Pluto energy. So just having one thing completely fall apart, and then you to build your new platform on the crumbling of the past, whatever it was that fell apart, could be a part of your mission. So it could even be something you're working or creating now falls apart eventually, but it's all in grand design, part of your destiny, because that'll be the ashes from which the phoenix rises, if that makes sense. So one thing had to happen for another thing to happen, for another thing to happen. Even if the thing that's happening right now feels like the end all be all of your mission, and then that crumbles and you think, oh no, it's all over, I'm never gonna, well, it had to because that's the one step to get to the next, to the next, to the next, you know what I mean? My prime example would be the dumb creative. I mean, I detonated that tower myself by leaving that channel behind, but now I'm thinking maybe there's just a little something over there I can salvage. And I talked kind of all about this in the first hour of this live stream. How energetically some of us are maybe even checking back to past energy. Like maybe there's something from this belief system, from this thing that fell apart, from this whatever, that I can actually utilize on my trip ahead, but leaving out all the crap that we know doesn't work, energetically speaking, not maybe literally speaking. But yeah, this is you gaining your own clarity, trusting your own vision, and following through, even if it fails, because that vision is leading you to ultimately, if it does fail, it births the new thing that needed to have that thing fail to begin with to become a reality, right? So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Started with a mucus free fast today, and I know I'm missing, it's the missing piece. That is so interesting. Is that like a thing? Is that like a protocol online or something? I need to look into that because since January, it's just been like phlegm and mucus, and I'm over it. I'm over it. But I've been getting these huge downloads to clear my gut health, to like do some like liver cleanses and detoxes, and like just completely detonate the tower of any parasitic energies or literal parasites in my like digest. I know it's gross, but like I've just been feeling a lot of etheric parasites, and it's easier for these etheric parasites to get to us when we have physical parasites within the body. So I've been just like, boom, I need to get on this. I need to clean up, like read every label of everything I'm consuming as far as food and drink goes. And I feel like you're on maybe a similar path with this because our gut health, we keep being told in the like spiritual community, it's all about the third eye, and then we hear, oh, trust your gut instinct. Really, to me, that like gut, there's neurons in your gut. There's neurons there that are, a better system than our brain that is completely like, not completely programmed, but a lot of it is we're working on programs. Oh, you're the living testimony. I'll post the link. Best fast I've ever done. Yeah, I'm like, I need to do. I was even looking in this morning. I was even looking into doing a dry fast. I did a 49, I guess it was 49 hours. 49-hour water fast about 2 years ago. And I felt such a clarity come to my life. I'm the guy, I can't miss a meal. I love to eat. I don't like overindulge, but I don't like missing a meal. So to me, fasting is difficult, but I kind of just intermittent fast just kind of naturally. Like I kind of just eat all my meals in an 8-hour window just naturally. That's just naturally what I'm drawn to do. But I like to kind of stretch the limit a little bit. But yeah, I want to definitely do some fasting and just get my gut health really in order. Yeah, even if you heal, you have to clean up the damage that was done. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you did it 48 hours without water. See, I've never done a dry fast, but I've done a water fast where all I'm consuming is water. And I think they say you can get even more benefit if you do like a dry fast with no water, no food for 24 hours, 48 hours. And again, not medical advice. This is just us talking. Yeah, everything starts from your stomach. Absolutely, it does. And I've felt that since I was a kid, and even in the early stages of this, like the Kundalini awakening I had in 2016 and everything, like I would just get these flutters in my gut, like it was like major intuition coming online. And I knew even back then, like I was in major clean eating. I went like raw vegan for a while, and yeah, I went to extremes at that point. But yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to clear all the detritus and toxicity that's just we're bombarded with. Even when we think we're eating clean and healthy, there's so many chemicals, so many toxins, even just the water. There's pharmaceuticals in the water now, and God knows what else. So we got to do our due diligence at every step of the way on this, matrix system to just make it, But I would love to hear if you did have a link for that, Brianna. I'm going to finish your reading. I'm just going to get you one more word of advice, guidance, wisdom, anything else she needs to know about being on the right path, her destiny, her gifts, her abundance. We have clean energy food. What were we just talking about this whole time? It's not in focus for you, but let me see if I can get it. Let's do this. Come on. There we go. Look at that. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Yes, clean energy food. And it says here, when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Yes. Everything we were just talking about rolled into one card. I know, like clean energy food, or, even cleansing and detoxing and fasting. I think that all falls into that clean food umbrella that we were just talking about. I love that. Wow, what a powerful message. I think you're on the right path. And I think this mucus, like you said, you had this feeling that this is going to be that last crucial piece of the puzzle to really help you get on this trajectory that feels so good. Yeah, even if you heal, you have to clean up the damage that was done. Yeah, I totally agree with that. absolutely. I am just swallowing down phlegm as we are talking here. I'm going to look that up. Mucus-free fast. I need to get that in my life right now. Mucus. That's not how you spell it. Free fast. I'm looking it up. But if you had like a direct link, I would appreciate that. Mucusless diet. Mucus-free ideas. Is it Dr. Sebi? I know he's got like that mucus-reducing alkaline diet. And I kind of was loosely utilizing that at one point early on in my journey. But like a lot of things, I just never stick to one thing. I morph and change and shift as I intuitively see fit, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, we did the free readings at the beginning, but if you did want to donate for a reading, I could probably have time for one more reading. We've been live about 2 hours, 40 minutes, and I'm going to go have some lunch here in a moment and figure out my life. It just feels like a time of, I just want to refresh all my goals, all my ideas, all my, belief systems, all my routines. I just want to refresh everything. New beginnings. Yeah, there's another way of saying your intuition will be according to the food you eat. Yes, absolutely. And when I did that water fast, I was getting like vivid visions and downloads like no other. And yeah, just freeing up, because think of it, like if 60 or 80%, I can't remember, but 60 or 80% of your body's resources daily go to digestion alone. So if you can free up 60 to 80% of those daily digestive resources your body is utilizing, you can clean up so much. And, we live in the world where food is, for not everybody, but those watching right now probably are more privileged than those in third world countries and whatnot. We have access to any kind of food we could imagine at any day of the week. And, we don't have to wait even seasons for certain fruits and stuff. Like they've got things so genetically modified that you could have certain foods year round in, Canada, which seems like crazy. Like maybe there's good parts of it, but maybe there's not so great parts of it either. Because there are cycles of life and, human cycles. So the 11th day of moon cycle, they say if you fast, like dry fast, it helps your digestive system. Okay, very interesting. I would say that's about the day. No, I'm a little past that now. 11th day of the moon cycle. I don't know of the moon cycle or of a woman's like moon cycle. But yeah, so we're coming up on not yet, but in the next week, the 11th day, because we had, what was it? The 7th was the full moon, so we're 3 days out. So that put us another 8 days from now would be the 11th day of the moon cycle. I love that. I'm going to try that. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Ekadashi, is that how we say that? Yeah, I know like a lot of, not that I know personally, but I know of Ayurvedic principles and stuff. And like I was doing a lot of like whey protein and like fruit smoothie things, like as a kind of a meal replacement for my lunch hour, for like weekdays specifically, but I was even doing them on the weekend. But once it got cold out, I didn't want to do smoothies. Like just didn't feel right to my constitution or my physical body to it being cold everywhere and then just putting all this cold into my body. But I'm feeling very soon, probably around my birthday, April 28th or so, I'll probably get back on the smoothie train because it feels good in the summer. I'm not hungry a lot in the summer. And a funny thing I'm seeing now that I kind of downloaded a while back was, like in the summer, I've always wondered, and this is completely off topic and maybe TMI, but I was pondering, this was a while back, I was in the bath, I was pondering, why do men have nipples? I understand why women have nipples, but why do men have nipples? And then I was like going on a rabbit hole in my mind. And I'm picturing a guy, because, men will go around, not all men, but, summer, like the height of summer, you see a lot of shirtless men on a beach or, just out doing yard work or whatever. And it hit me. I'm like, nipples for men and women are solar panels. I can't look that up and prove that, but I just got that download and I think it's right. I don't live in an area where I can test the theory to see if I can regenerate or, get my fuel source through the nipple area, just to consume energy that way. But maybe I'll go out in the woods and try it this summer. I don't know. I'm not probably gonna vlog the experience or anything. Yes, hello. Hello, Shalightful. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the sun is bright, the shirts go off. I know, right? Men and women alike just want to remove the shirt, the top. Yeah, I just knowing what I know about how the nipple, like just breastfeeding days. I breastfed 2 babies for 2 years each. So 4 years of my life I spent on a breastfeeding journey, and it's the nipple that will sense when the baby's starting to get sick or something's off, and then it will alert, the milk supply to make certain things go on, or to create certain antibodies for the baby and stuff like that. So, like, to me, there's so much more innate wisdom within the nipples than we know of, than we know of. And yeah, I don't know. I want to test the theory this summer and just see if solar panels means, like, energetically, like, instead of consuming a lot of food for our energy source in the summer, if we could just let it all hang out in a safe and comfortable place so you don't get arrested, of course. I want to test the theory this summer. Yeah, it was a while back. I had that download. I'm like, I think they're solar panels. I really do. Yeah, especially men. Like, you can see these men out hardworking or working in their yard or at the beach, and I don't know. You just don't feel the need to consume as much food in the summer. And maybe it has nothing to do with nipples. Maybe it's just the energy coming into the skin. I mean, your skin is your biggest organ, so it could be that as well. But I don't know. I think there's something with the energy field that we could benefit from, that we maybe just don't have all the information about, that maybe our ancestors did that we don't know. And yeah, very interesting. Yeah, Shalightful. The first about hour, we kind of had a sit down talk about the current energies and some theories, and then we did a reading around, I think Amber said around the 41-minute mark or so. Yeah, heat and sun, you don't need energy from food a lot. Yeah, and I don't feel like cooking a big meal and sitting down to eat that big meal in the summer. I just want, like, fruit and maybe sandwiches or something that I don't have to heat up and cook, and just a quick go-to meal. And even then, I don't eat as much in the summer. Yeah, very interesting. Well, I don't know that Brianna is coming back for the link, so I will just look that up and use my intuition to see. I'm going to do the mucus, I think she said mucus-free fast. So anyone interested in that, look it up. That might be fun. Maybe not fun, but beneficial. That's probably the better word. Beneficial for us to look into to, clear out the mucus. The mucus, it definitely serves a very benign purpose for our body, but when it's just being processed and, created constantly, I don't think that's beneficial for anybody. I can see a time and a place for mucus to exist in the body, but not on a consistent basis. So I'm going to look into that. Yeah, the sun is far from the earth, and we need heat, so we eat, I guess, to compensate. That makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, and that's why I had no interest in having, sorry about that, no interest in having my smoothies in the wintertime, because I'm like, no thank you. I would love to be warm on the inside, not cold. But yeah, on the summer, I'm here for it. Yeah. Oh, you had that phase. Thank God I am better now. Yeah. I'm glad you're doing a lot better. But yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, we got slow right card speed, or slow card right speed. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat some lunch and like I said, figure out my life. You guys have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for so long today. I missed this. I missed you. I feel like I'm back in action in a way that I haven't felt for maybe a year now. Maybe it was about this time last year that I felt this just lifting of energy and just ready to get out there and, shift things in my own personal energy and just make things better. Yes, you have fun on the weekend. See you on Wednesday. Yes, I will be back Wednesday. I got to figure out my husband will probably know soon, the basketball schedule. If they are Wednesday evenings, I will be moving the Wednesday during the day live stream to our evening live stream to during the day. Sorry about this right speed error. We're going to go. So yeah, you all have a wonderful weekend. Yes, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I'm not sure what I'm making yet, but I have some leftover tomatoes and stuff for tacos and stuff. So I might do that. Yeah, Well, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And if you haven't checked it out yet on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot, in the description below, our pick a card that went up today is Big Changes Coming Your Way, pick a card reading. And it was such an uplifting read. So check it out if you feel so inclined. And I also have the March reading out. Sorry about the box in front of my face here. We have the March reading out. We've got a lot of readings, and then of course the daily messages are coming into my shorts section of that channel. If you are missing those and wondering where they went, they are in the shorts section. Check the shorts tab on Harmony Portal Tarot in the description below for the daily messages. And I didn't put a daily message today, but what you can do is click to the daily message playlist, daily dose playlist, and shuffle it and get yourself a daily message at the shuffle. Leave it up to the algorithm, I guess, for your daily message. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. I've been rambling now, so I'm going to go. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you next time.